Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be in the world. Hey, you're watching Tommy Temper. Hey, and you're special. You're part of the audience. You tune in and you watch. You're subbed to me. Well, maybe you might not be. But if you're not subbed, hey, hit that sub button. You know, that's what YouTube is all about. Clicks and views and stuff like that. Hey, we're having fun here today. It's the morning. And I'm going to be live here for a while before we head out for the day. So let's see what happens. See who pops in here to say hello. Yeah, I was thinking of going live vertical, but I'm not too comfortable with going vertical. You know, the problem is that you get people that only stick around watching for about 1 minute. That's it. So your numbers look great because you see like thousands of people watching for like 1 minute at a time. Whereas on horizontal here, we're having people watching for 15 or 20 minutes at a time. Hey, 12th man, off grid, how you doing? Good to see you in there. 12th man popping in from Alaska. Good to see you. I noticed that you've been doing a few live videos there yourself, so that's great. Great. Keep that up. Keep going live once in a while. That's the only way you can really build up your numbers of viewers on there. But nice to see you in there. 12th man off grid. Big ups to you. Hey, Lapoose. You're not bad. No, there are very few people that are banned in here. Actually, let me go check my ban list here while you mention that. Let me just see who's banned. I know my last video got banned because I'm more of a copyright stuff. I'm trying to remove all the copyright strikes and then see if it'll flow, see if it'll go. We had a lot of people swearing and stuff like that, so yeah, not good. Let's see who's banned in my group here. Let me just unban a few people here. Okay, I unbanned a few people. So they might get banned again because they're people that usually get banned, so be it. Can't win them all. Troy, hey Troy, good to see you. Kotab in there. Hey Kotab, good to see you. No, Lapoose, you're not banned. Kotab, hey, good to see you. Hey, I've been seeing you over on Facebook. I see your Facebook posts there, Kotab. I don't see you that much on YouTube, too much anymore. But I saw that you got your DL back there. That's excellent. Excellent to hear that. So you're mobile again. And, working on roofing jobs and stuff like that, keeping employed. That's excellent. Excellent. Good to hear you're keeping in good shape and earning and whatever. That's good. Queenie banned you because she knows where you hang out. Well, Queenie comes over here once in a while too. You know, she comes over here. So she shouldn't ban you because you come over here. But, you probably hang out at other places where she doesn't like it either. Let's see, I tuned into a show there late last night and I saw, I didn't see her on the panel, but I saw her typing in the chat. But yeah, I'm not sure what Queenie's up to these days. I think she's still in Saskatchewan, isn't she? Not sure. But she's still doing her old stuff in the car, which, is kind of concerning. But anyways, yeah, it's a great day here today. Let me show you what's going on outside my window here. Turn on cam 2. There's cam 2. Outside of the window, it's kind of a muggy day. It's not sunny at all. It's kind of overcast. I don't see any birds or anything over there. More people want to participate in my Facebook group. I see 7 more people want to join up. I just got a notification. So social media is going pretty good. Excellent. How's everyone doing out there today? Let's hear some action over there in the chat. See what you're up to there today. Meanwhile, I was kind of going over to see what's going on out there in the real world. And there's not a whole bunch going on, really. You have your typical rhetoric. And actually today, the rhetoric on Trump and Kamala as kind of, I don't really see where there's trending stories, with their names prominent. So I'm just looking right now to see what's going on there. What's going on with Uber? Something happened with Uber. Let's see what the deal is with Uber. Dum-dum-dum. I know that there was a case of a guy in one of these, it wasn't an Uber, but it was in a self-driving car. And the guy got into a loop or something there where the loop was the fact that the car was driving around a parking lot at a post office. And it kept on going around and around and around in a kind of a loop. And the guy from the post office comes out and says, "Hey, would you quit driving around in our parking lot?" And the guy's in the back seat saying, "I'm not driving, it's a self-driving car." So all he could do is phone the company and tell them that the car was driving around in a circle in a parking lot. But yeah, stuff like that happens out there. Hey, you got Wayne in there. Wayne, good to see you. Yeah, for council. Yeah. I got a meeting in, well, not a meeting, but I got a phone call into city council. Actually, I phoned my alderman and the mayor about 2 weeks ago, left a message for them to call me back so that we could maybe do an interview or something. And I find out more about the city and maybe come up with some suggestions on how to fix the massive problems that we have here. Wayne, I don't know if you've been downtown there lately. I have, I go downtown a lot. But, I didn't really particularly go really, really close to the brand new Hope Center that they built downtown. But I went down there yesterday, and it really, honestly, it looks as bad as Vancouver or LA or Philadelphia. It is like massive numbers of people on fentanyl, stooped over, tweaking out, laying on the ground, no clothes on, sprawled out, not moving. Like the number of people that I saw that looked dead yesterday, it looked like, I don't know, maybe 50 people looked like they were on the ground dead, not moving. You know how people say, well, if you see somebody not moving, go over there and help them or whatever. Holy crap, you'd be there all day trying to help people. And there were 2 ambulances sitting there as well, both busy. So my city of Edmonton here has really turned into a hellhole. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it until I went down there myself to see it. And you gotta go there. You gotta go there and see it, and then you'll see how bad it is. But yeah, that's kind of one of the things that's going on here. Hey, Frederick, good to see you. I've got Frederick Treadwell in there. Big ups to you. Patricia Milla Audits in there. Hey, big ups to you. Thanks a lot for popping in there. Good morning, everyone. We got Kotab in there. Much love to you all. Have a blessed day. Kotab123 is off to the dentist. Oh yeah, you were mentioning there about peroxide. You were asking how much peroxide to take, and I said, hey, if you just have a bottle of peroxide, it'll have a percentage on it, and other products that you do put on your tooth to relieve the pain has only a very small percentage of peroxide in there. So I don't know what would happen if you just put straight peroxide in your mouth there. I have no idea. But anyways, the percentage is what was important, is what I was trying to say. So yeah, that's hopefully you got that. We'll get that looked after. Get that tooth looked after. That'll be good. Yeah, unreal. Lapoose there. I got a piece of metal in that one. The hospital refuses to take out. What exactly? Why do you pay taxes exactly? Right, I agree. Taxes are criminal too. The big bag of fat rolled onto your community, eh? Yeah, exactly. Hey, how's everyone doing out there? I'm trying to have a good day here today. Today is Friday, and I will be going to the lake later today after the kids get home from school. They started school yesterday, and they're in school today. They'll be getting out at around 3 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock here right now, 9:48. So when they get out of school there, then we'll be heading out to the lake. So maybe we'll do some more videos out there. But until then, yeah, for a bit here this morning here, we'll go over some of the stuff that's happening in the world here. See if we could bring some stories up here and get you more info. Okay, yeah, life is getting a little bit tougher here every day. Let's see if we can give you a look at what we're talking about here. Life is getting tough. Here we go. Here's a shot of what life is actually like. out there on the street. You're trying to just mind your business, drive down the street, go your own way. And, society is getting tough out there. It's like the real world, when you walk outside of your doorstep, is starting to look pretty brutal. And this is just a, small sample of what it's like out there. I walked outside of my door yesterday and I saw a girl down on the ground, high on fentanyl, going over all of her belongings all around her, right in my back alley. Like, I mean, literally feet away from where I live. I'm seeing stuff like this too. I went downtown yesterday and I saw a guy walking down the street. It looked just like this guy right here. He was waving his fists around and yelling and screaming and really, honestly, looking to get into a fight. And that's what these drugs are doing to people, is they're putting them into a raging fit to where they're doing stuff like this because they're just so bizarrely intoxicated, drugged up, whatever. And this is where our how'd you know it was fentanyl? I don't know what they're on. They could be on fentanyl, could be on meth, could be on crack, could be on some sort of a detrimental drug. Could be fentanyl though. Yeah, Edward Camp. I don't know what this guy is on. What's he on? I don't know if he's on fentanyl or what he's on. Who knows? But he could be drugged up. In fact, this guy might not even be drugged up. He might just be a normal person out there on the street. But, people are getting like this. And the point is that it's really, really tough because the police are, generally speaking, not doing a whole lot. Okay? And the police actually were told to stand down and not arrest people for small crime and stuff like that. In my city here, actually in Edmonton, I think Toronto and Vancouver, cops actually told me that yesterday when I talked to them. So, yeah, the problem is that we've got society breakdown, and it's not getting any better. And really, honestly, nobody's doing anything about it. Spilling out onto the streets, spilling into our neighborhoods, spilling into our back alleys, and spilling into our garages and properties and sheds and all kind of stuff. It's getting bad out there. What do we do? Yeah, everything. Yeah, exactly. Good point. How do I know that it's fentanyl? Okay, so Edward, if you're asking a question like if I'm making a comment like, yeah, this guy's on fentanyl or something, and you go, how do I know it's fentanyl? Are you a proponent of fentanyl? Are you a drug addict to where you, are really so particular that you need to know why or what this guy is high on in order for him to be such a crazy person? I don't really care what kind of a drug that he's on. But any drug that is not legal, i.e. if it's, cocaine or meth or fentanyl, those seem to be the three big ones, but there's a lot more than them. But, if they're illegal, well, hell, people shouldn't be doing them, But what I'm finding in my city here is that the police are not arresting people for doing stuff in open public, okay? Now, here's one that I'll show you next here. I'll show you this one. And this shot, I'm not the guy that actually posted it, but I'm the guy that did the video. I shot this video yesterday. Okay. Okay, let me just bring it up here. Hang on. Chromium 1. Where do we have it? X Google. Oh, this is now Facebook. Okay. Just let me get this to where we can actually see it in here. Here we go. Here's now. This here is a video that I took. Okay, so yeah, I'm responsible. I'll say that. I took this video. There we go. Okay. So this is where I live. This is downtown Edmonton. This is what we call Jasper Avenue. This is the main avenue that runs through my city. And remember, Edmonton is a city that is in, put it this way, we are the largest population this far north anywhere in the world, okay? So it's a cold climate, very cold. Not much goes on here in the wintertime. And people generally live in their houses and not out on the streets here, right? Until now, where we have a drug problem and people are out on the streets. This is Jasper Avenue. This is my city. And this is just an example of what I see all over downtown. Not just right here, and like right from where, in fact, somebody posted, after this got posted on the internet, then somebody commented, yeah, but did you see the guy 40 feet away from this guy smoking that had his pants off, whatever, and was doing some other stuff, whatever, hired in a kite. Smooth operator, yeah. Thanks a lot for popping in here. Okay, so anyways, I shot this video, and people are pissed off at me because I shot this video. And people are saying, is this a child? I don't know. We don't know what the age of the person is, but it's a very, very young person that is sitting there in my city, right there in the open, smoking crack. Or smoking. I don't know what they're smoking. I have no idea what that is. You know what I mean? And just sitting there doing that. And then it's not in this video, but because we're not showing faces here, because this might very well be a child. Okay. And this is absolutely ridiculous. You know? Welcome to downtown Edmonton. Call the city of Edmonton to get our city cleaned up. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we're at here now. This is what the city is like. This is what your city is like. This is what every city is like. Everybody needs to start getting into some action. Like, I don't know. I have a megaphone, and I'm almost willing to go down to my city hall, but we need to get a group of people together to go down there and protest the inaction and the fact that the city has said, oh, we're a sanctuary city. And you know what a sanctuary city does? We allow open drug use all over the place. Don't crack down. Don't arrest anyone for drugs or anything like that. Just do it. Just let them do whatever the hell they want to do. So you end up that this is what they're doing. You know, and I go for a bike ride with my kids to whatever, all over the city. This is what we see. Not just downtown, but we see this all over the city now, because now the city has opened up warming centers and now even safe injection sites, right? They've got a safe injection site down close to where this guy is, or girl. They just opened up a safe injection site blocks away from where I live. They either opened it up or they're opening it up. I know they sent a thing around, whatever, but they don't care what the citizens say. Even if the citizens say, we don't want that, City Hall doesn't care. They still open it up anyway. You know, we can shout up and down all day. We don't want that in our neighborhood. But, hey, no, you need a safe injection site so that they don't have to do this out in public. They can do it in our little safe injection. Yeah, well, guess what? There's a safe injection site blocks away from where this guy is, you know, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be smoking crack and meth and fentanyl and everything else at that safe injection site. No, they're going to be doing that wherever the hell they want to do it. Yeah, all cities are like that. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be a sanctuary city. But when you do indeed make your city a sanctuary city, then it's like you allow them to do a whole bunch of things that you don't otherwise allow in any ordinary city. So that's kind of a big problem in Edmonton, a big problem. And I for one am sick and tired. I'm pissed off with the whole situation, and you know, we need to do better. We absolutely need to do better. Now, you don't see it in this video, but you know, I was like literally 4 feet away from this person, talking and whatever, doing whatever. This person didn't even know that I exist until I kind of yelled at them to talk to them. And then this person turned towards me and I said, what are you smoking? Are you smoking meth, crack, or fentanyl? And the person was so dazed out, they said to me, I don't know. That might be a girl, because that's a pink thing beside her there and a pink vapor. But yeah, this is where society is today. Like, what do you want out of this person? This person is not working. This is not a working, contributing person in society. And look at how young this person is. People are saying this is a child. I don't know what the age of this person is, but man, this is like hooked on drugs and not even 20 years old. Like, unbelievable. What is happening on Jasper Avenue, Edmonton, and all over the world. It's a terrible situation that we're in. So anyways, that was what I experienced yesterday. I experienced a lot more than that yesterday. Yesterday was a huge day, big day with the police and all kind of stuff. Talked to the police multiple times on multiple issues all over the place. Here's our... Here in Edmonton, we have something called a funicular. And this is the window. It's funny. They built this funicular, which is like a series of elevators, 2 elevators up this from the river valley up the side of the hill. The funicular, it's the elevators, right? But the vagrants keep breaking these pieces of glass, and these pieces of glass are like $15,000 a piece. So every time I go there, there's a new piece of glass broken, and this one here is one of them that's broken. It's yeah, one of those things that happens. Oh my God, the funicular. What a great idea. Check it out. Look at this, the funicular. This was not broken yesterday. Guess what? It's broken today. What is that? Is that like a $2,000 piece of glass there? Oh my God. No, I think funicular. It's more than that. Because that's a huge sheet. Check it out. Look at this, the funicular. This was not broken yesterday. Glass. Guess what? It's broken today. What is that? Is that like a $2,000 piece of glass? Not a big deal. But all I'm saying with that post is that you have things that are nice. You can't have things that are nice anymore because what a great idea. People just smash them, right? Try and put some elevators in there and stuff and, you know, do whatever. Here's a rare photo of Rachel Notley without makeup, if you know who Rachel Notley is here. That's funny. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, I took a video of our McDonald Hotel, iconic McDonald Hotel in Edmonton where I live. I was downtown doing a little videoing. I wasn't live, but I did a whole bunch of little video clips and stuff there downtown. So yeah, this is actually a really iconic building. And interesting enough, there's, I believe, a sister building that looks almost identical to this built in Winnipeg. So there's a McDonald Hotel in Winnipeg and a McDonald Hotel in Edmonton. And by the way, the lefties, the liberals, the NDPers, the lefties, the cancel culture people have cancel cultured the name who he's the founder, so-called founder of Canada, of Confederation, when they first started governing in Canada. And McDonald is our first prime minister. But yet McDonald has been cancel cultured, and they pulled down statues of him and whatever. They're trying to change names and erase him from Canadian culture. The McDonald Hotel. No, not McDonald's with an S. Ronald McDonald does not live in this hotel. But John A. McDonald was Canada's first prime minister. And yeah, that's what that building is all about there. So anyways, I'm just going over a few of the things that I saw. Oh yeah, this is an interesting one. Listen to this one here. This is funny. Hang on. Why? This is not working. Hang on. Oops. Rich, but it's not really. Yeah, this is a good one here.
That's what it looks like. Well, they got this thing on here that you can... Actually, the city of Edmonton, you did this wrong, because where you have any kind of a railing on a balcony or on a stairwell, you have to have a 42-inch rail on it, but the rail should be vertical so that you can't climb up it to jump over. Whoever designed this bridge, come on, you need to do better. This would be, if this was in any building in Edmonton, the City of Edmonton Board of Health would condemn this bridge, really, honestly. Can't have railing like this on any building in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So why is it on this bridge?
Yeah, so this is an interesting point, you know, is that the city will tell you that if you have a balcony on your backyard that you have to, you know, if your balcony is like 6 feet off the ground, you got to have a 42-inch railing and the rails have to be vertical, not horizontal, so that nobody can climb up the balcony railing and jump over. Simple, common sense. So I basically drive around my city and criticize everything. You're like a Karen. Yeah, I do criticize things that I see wrong that need to be brought up to city council to repair or to fix. And I actually don't like injustice to where the city makes you do something and then does exactly the opposite for themselves and they get away with it. Right? Cannabis Rex, do you understand that concept?
The rail,
that's what I'm pointing out,
should be...
You might call me a Karen.
Vertical, okay, so that you can't climb up it to jump over. Whoever designed this bridge, come on, you need to do better.
I'm sure a lot of preparation and research went into designing a new bridge. Yeah, but you didn't consult with the Board of Health of Edmonton, because the Board of Health would never allow a railing like that on any building, on a commercial building or on a residential building. But yet the city can get away with that design on its own bridge because it doesn't slap itself on the wrist, right? The city will never say, "Oh, you did a bad job." You know, even though I'm pointing out. And you know what? When I did this video, it's not really. When I did this video, I was just rolling across the bridge. I never intended to talk about the railing. But as I was rolling across, I went and turned my camera across, and now I'm looking at that railing, and it just came to fruition that, hey, this railing is actually built wrong, right? Because I know what the codes are today. Modern construction codes state that railing has to have vertical rail, or, you know, either be completely flush, you know, whatever, plywood on it or whatever. Or if you are going to have those rails on it, the rails must be vertical and the rails must be no more than 4 inches in spacing, right? So that's what it's all about. Just pointing that out, you know, no big deal. No big deal. Doesn't really matter for you guys. Matters for me here. Yeah, here's the one. This is called the Fort Garry Hotel. And you notice that it looks really, really similar. And that's the one in Winnipeg. Winnipeg has the Fort Garry Hotel. And Edmonton has the McDonald Hotel, which they've changed the name now to Fairmont McDonald. So it's always like in a state of flux, shall we say. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having my meeting with City Council, so that we can see what's going on there, because we're kind of being stonewalled, you know, with trying to contact and communicate with anyone at City Council, and yeah, it's not getting any better, put it that way. So we'll see what happens. Here's like right down my back alley. This is right down my back alley. This is what I have to put up with, you know, with tweakers tweaking it out, you know, all their personal belongings and garbage everywhere, because, you know, when she leaves, she's not going to clean that up. She spreads the garbage all over the place, and then then she just leaves and goes somewhere else and collects more garbage and spreads more garbage around the neighborhood. And I'm sick and tired of this stuff. You know, these are the people that are robbing at nighttime, stealing at nighttime to get their drugs for the daytime. You know, doing a little makeup there. That's kind of nice. But of course, the Karens of the world, like Cannabis Rex, are going to call me out for pointing out stuff like this and say I'm a bad guy for doing this kind of a video of some poor homeless person, whatever. Yeah. And the police won't do anything. If you call the police and say, well, if this person is actually on your property, yes, they'll come over and they'll say, okay, move off of this property, onto public property. But that's it. They'll just say, move along. But they won't actually arrest somebody for example, public intoxication, or for open drug use, or, in the old days, they used to arrest you for, the old drunk in town, right? That the sheriff would lock up the drunk because he's drunk and disorderly and put him in jail and then let him out in the morning. You know what I mean? Well, they don't do that anymore. They don't lock anyone up for being drunk and disorderly or inebriated or drugged out or whatever else. You could be like running around like crazy, yelling and whatever, and the police wouldn't lock you up. So yeah, this is like really crazy. I should do a citizen's arrest, Tommy. Clean up your own streets, vigilante justice. Well, I'm not going to be the police because, you see, I'm not being paid to clean up the city. That's not my job. But I am a taxpayer, and my taxes are being squandered because they're not looking after the city, right? The city hall and the city needs to put together a plan of action to clean up the city. And I don't need to see this when I walk out my door. I don't. But this is what I see this is right outside of my door. I took this video yesterday, right? In fact, I actually went down to City Hall, and I walked right into City Hall, and I bellyached that City Hall saying, why the hell aren't you returning my phone calls? I phoned you guys 2 weeks ago, and so far I haven't gotten a phone call back. What are you guys doing? And then I pulled out this video, and I said, look, this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. And I can't even set up a meeting. I can't even get a phone call back. I can't even get any communication at all with my city hall to tell them about this problem and to come up with a solution for this problem. They don't even want to talk to you. They just stonewall you. I'm sick and tired of this stuff. And you know what? My city hall is woke. Mayor is woke. All their people are all woke. They're all woke. So, what am I doing trying to talk to a bunch of woke people? I think I'm banging my head against the wall. And this is what society is all about now. This is reality. This is where it's all about. You're going to see this, and you do see this stuff all over the place. And you're going to say, well, shame on me for recording it and showing you what I have to put up with. So I have to be the one cleaning up, right, all the garbage. And I clean up the garbage all the time from these people that are leaving garbage all over the place. And I'm tired of it. I have to worry about people breaking in, and they are breaking in. They break in, they steal, they rob. I've seen 2 thefts at the 7-Eleven where people actually lifted stuff and ran out of the store. I've seen 2 thefts within the last year. Over at, there's a store called Value Village. I was over there. It's a kind of a place that sells used stuff, kind of like a Goodwill. I was over there, and there was a guy that stole a bunch of stuff and walked out of the store, and the security guard didn't even run after him, didn't even follow him, didn't do anything, didn't yell at him, nothing, And the guy, didn't pay for it, ran right out of the store. And I talked to the security guard, and I said, well, how often does this happen? He says, oh, this happens a couple times a day, 2 or 3 times a day. And I said, well, are you going to phone the police? And he goes, no, it doesn't do any good to phone the police because the police don't arrest them anyway. Small crime, small-time crime. Yeah, stealing a bunch of stuff, used stuff from a Value Village store. Yeah, they're not gonna do anything to the guy. So what they're doing is they're enabling these people. And really, honestly, when you don't do things and you give them safe injection sites and stuff like that, you're enabling these people. They're enabling them to continue on with their lifestyle, their drug use, and their stealing and theft and everything else. Where do you think that she gets her money from for drugs? Do you think that she gets it from the government? No, she steals stuff. All night long, they're out stealing stuff. They turn this is the way it works. I've read stories about people that have been involved in this whole thing. All night long, they steal stuff. First thing in the morning, they bring all their stuff to these tent cities, and they turn the stuff in either for money or drugs. Okay, the stuff that they stole. And it's a cycle that just keeps on over and over and over again. So your car gets broken into, your garage gets broken into, your apartment gets broken into. It's just a big cycle that just keeps on going over and over and over, round and round and round. And it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop until the government does something about it. And when you install woke governments, that's what you get. Shame on you for being woke. Shame on wokeness. To hell with wokeness and the woke society. We don't need wokeness. We need strong people. We need strong people in government. We need people that have guts, not woke people that don't have any guts and allow everything and allow people to stomp all over them. Right? Allow the drug addicts to steal everything from you. But it's funny because you ask the woke person, hey, I saw a video where the guy had 3 immigrants and you had the woke Kamala voter saying, yeah, we should be bringing the immigrants in. And he shows up at the guy's house with 3 immigrants, the Kamala supporter with the sign. And he says, hey, I got 3 immigrants that need a place to live. Here, can they live with you? And the guy goes, no, not in my house, no. Oh, yeah, let them into the country, but just don't let them live in your house. Just let them stay away from you. Yeah, that's what the lefties are all about. It's about allow it, but not in my backyard. I wish my mayor would have this person living right outside of his house, right? Maybe the mayor needs to have a safe injection site opened right outside of his house so that this kind of crap can be living right outside of his house. You know, I feel sorry for the woman herself, like not, you know, like sad situation. I'm not trying to put down the actual person, but the fact that there's so many drug addicts all over the place and nobody's doing anything about it is extremely concerning. It's the governments are enabling the people. And yeah, it happens to Calgary. Absolutely. Happens to in every major city in North America. Every major city in North America. No, I didn't buy her a burger. Actually, she was in my back alley, and I told her to get the hell out of my back alley. Because if the police aren't going to do some stuff, well, I guess the citizens are going to have to start doing stuff, right? If the police aren't telling her to get out of my back alley and move along, then I'm going to do it, which I did. I had an argument with her. I actually videoed the argument with her. You know, on what the hell are you doing there? Why are you in my yard? Why are you in my neighborhood? Why are you even here? What drug are you on? Where are you? What, you know, I asked her a bunch of questions there. She really couldn't answer a whole bunch of anything. She's just slumming it higher than a kite. Higher than a kite. Did I call the police on her? I know that calling the police does not result in any action. So the answer would be no, I did not call the police because I know the police do nothing. So I have called the police in the past and I've seen what they've done. You know, like where people are actually smoking meth with a meth pipe, and then I call the police and the police come, and then I say, okay, did you get the guy with the meth pipe? And the cop goes, yeah, the guy was smoking meth. And I go, good. So you arrested him? And the cop goes, no. And I go, what? Well, hang on. The guy's breaking the law. You actually caught him breaking the law. And why didn't you arrest him? And he says, well, because the guy's a drug addict. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if you're a drug addict, does that mean you can break the law and get away with it? Apparently. And he says, well, City Hall tells us that if a person is a drug addict, that it's no use arresting the guy anyways because he's a drug addict. You know, just wasting all our resources. So we just tell the guy to move along, right? And that's what the problem is right there. The police don't do anything because the city is called a sanctuary city. I'm living in a sanctuary city where you're allowed to do drugs, open drugs all over the place. Now, the cop there yesterday told me that they changed not the law, but they changed the practice of what they're supposed to do. And that he said that, oh yeah, a few weeks ago we weren't supposed to arrest them for open consumption, but now we can arrest them for open consumption. but they're still not arresting them for open consumption. So they're still not enforcing the law, right? So that's where we're at here. It's like the police have been told to stand down by the government. But yet, when I was at City Hall yesterday and I spoke to the lady that is in charge of 311 and the whole system over there, she seemed to think that when I told her that the police, probably about 50 times, because I probably called the police 50 times, and every single time I call the police, we have the discussion about why they're not policing. And the police always tell me that City Hall tells them not to arrest people. City Hall tells the police to stand down and not do their job. And when I was at City Hall yesterday, the lady at City Hall says, "No, we do not tell the police that at all. No way, we don't tell the police that." So you see, somebody's lying. Either City Hall is lying about telling the police to stand down, or the police are lying that they're being told by City Hall to stand down. So who's the liar, the police or the City Hall? But in any case, it appears to be a pointing the finger thing where the citizens are complaining, we have a problem, we've got drug addicts running around like crazy all over the street, and the police aren't doing anything about it. And the police say, well, blame City Hall, and City Hall says, blame the police. And that's where we're at. Terrible. Okay, let's take a look at some of the comments here.
Cost a lot to house them in jail. Tommy Temper and Queena should do a ditch protest against Danielle Smith.
I like Danielle Smith. She's doing a great job. She's actually denounced and wants to make sure that pronouns are not discussed in our schools in Alberta.
Nothing like using the news to tell you what the news isn't telling you.
Pretty much.
Why isn't Smith doing more about these drugs?
Well, what Smith is doing, Sandy, is that she is actually
pronouns must be taught.
Wanting to open
DS is doing a great job.
rehab
Drug
centers
use is
and
rampant and
close down the
Alberta
injection
okay.
sites.
Hi Troy has me
That's
blocked
what
too.
our premier
Even if
wants to
arrested,
do.
they are released in 2-4 HRS. Linda Lou.
That's true. Their toilet channel.
And why isn't
And
she
that's
doing
maybe
that?
part of the frustration for the police, you know, where the police arrest them and then are out in 24 hours. So they go,
Toilet
well, why the hell should I
give
even
up.
arrest them in the first place?
Pronouns
So the
are much
justice
more
system is part of
important
the
than
problem.
open drug use ruining the cities.
Yeah,
Do you have
exactly.
mental institutions in Canada?
We do
Legalization
have
was a bad move. Hey
exactly,
Tommy.
John. Hey, Linda Lou. Okay, let's see who all is in here. We've got Lapus, Kotab123, Troy, 12th man off grid, Frederick, Patricia, Mella, Audits, Nightbot is in there, Seagull, Rock Squawk, good to see you, Bud Files, Edward Kim, Joy Nikolai, Nigel, Jim Nalgren, good to see you all, Smooth Operator, John, Andrew, Partabonza, Susan Knox, Catamus Rex, Based Walshman, Dashman Grama, Sandy Foster, Thor, Drunk Logic, Peter Burns, Kinna, Black Crime in America, Kurt Manley, Linda Lou, and Toilet Channel for the win. Good to see you all. Nice to see a good channel here today with people popping in. Turn on that speech again. Oh, yeah, that's true, smooth operator.
Just kidding.
It does smell like pot everywhere. Well, especially in Canada because they legalized weed, right? So absolutely, everywhere you go, you smell weed. It's
The
like
weed smell
it
makes
doesn't
me
even
sick.
bother
It's
me
all
anymore.
you smell when you go out anymore.
You know,
Sadly,
like,
the
but it's
government
kind of a
buildings
little
smell
bit
like
frustrating when I
marijuana
go out
as
with my
well. These
kids.
people don't think the smell sticks to them.
Yeah, well, when I go out with my kids and then we're
What
around
about
people that are actually
Venezuela gangs
smoking weed,
taking over whole apartment buildings?
it's a little concerning, but whatever. That's the modern society now.
Government
I
buildings
don't really
smell
have a
like
problem
weed.
with weed, though. Weed is not the same as what these
LOL.
guys are on.
Yes, Joy, it gives me a headache. I smell it even driving down the highway. Which government buildings? None like that where I live. DG, that is wild AF.
Okay, let's see what's happening with Kamala. Well, first of all, just bring up a couple
Yes,
of
Sandy, the public
Kamala
comes
clips
in
here.
and smells the places up. I don't even smoke, but I like the way it smells. Imagine what QS vehicle smells like. Yes, it is a Linda Lou.
Foreign governments, just what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States.
I don't think
so
they
that we
have to be
created
poor. I
Hang on.
lived in a
invest the
neighborhood where the
American
houses
people,
were in the
bringing
high six figures.
manufacturing
One
back to
neighbor's
the
husband
United
left her.
States
She
so that
started
we
going
pay
out to
over
find a new one
$800,000.
and left her son home. The public should be banned from gov buildings like Build a Moat or something. Tommy, find that story. They got to open up more detox and mental hospitals for those lunatics.
What story is that,
Rex and
Linda?
hire security guards to keep them out, right?
DG.
Yes, June. And guns, lots of guns guarding the gov buildings, Sandy. DG, tell him please. The
Well, yeah, the
ACLU
gun
lizards
thing
got
too.
rid
I'm
of
sick
all
and
the
tired
state mental hospitals.
of the illegal
And
guns
wild
and people with
dogs.
illegal guns and all the
Hell
guns
yes,
running around the
invest in
country
public
too.
programs.
You know, yeah. If you want a gun, get a license and own your own
Rex
gun.
can't be too careful
all of
around
them.
those woke jerks.
All of
That is
the
horrible for the people in Colorado for a gang to kick you out of your house. Tommy Temper, gangs in Colorado taking over whole apartment buildings.
exactly.
I'd
I
like
saw
the
that
idea
story.
of a moat with crocodiles. I'm off. Have a great week, everyone. DG, don't fret. Colorado is a sanctuary state. Rex, that's a bit much. It's only woke and weed. Bye, Nigel. LOL.
What do you think of this meme?
LOL. LOL, I'll marry that girl.
Yeah, she actually looked nice. Actually,
She is
bring her
pulling
back here
paper from
again.
the back. LOL.
Very pretty girl. Very pretty.
Destroyed by design system.
Little heavy eyebrows, but otherwise very pretty.
Definitely ex-wife material.
Yeah. Where's Masad? Masad's always looking for a new wife. He should be in here. He's probably sleeping. Masad stays up so late that he gets up late in the morning. Definitely ex-wife material. That's funny. Okay. There's got to be more in that line of stupidity. Hang on.
Wow, LOL. LOL, Dachshund Grandma. Denver used to be so nice, now it's full of illegal migrants and homeless drug-addicted people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what Jesus wants. 9/11 was bad.
Operator, you're voting that.
I agree with that.
God, I can't believe how easy this is.
Mrs. Griffin, what are your plans for cleaning up our environment?
9/11.
Mrs. Griffin, what about our traffic problem?
9/11.
Denver,
Sir, your question, please.
Mrs. Griffin, what do you plan to do about crime in our city?
A lot. Because
LOL.
that's what Jesus wants.
Jim Denver has changed for the worse.
9/11 was bad.
I agree with that.
God, I can't believe how easy
Lots
this
of generalizations
Mrs.
flying
Griffin, what are
around
your
as
plans
always.
for cleaning up our environment?
is. 9/11.
You think,
Yeah,
Rex?
that's about it in a nutshell.
Colorado Springs is beautiful, but back then had a lot of gang activity. Old man yells at clouds. Up Chuck Schumer.
What's this here one about? Hang on. Trump is creating political avengers. What the heck is this one all about? Hang on.
Y'all can call me crazy, y'all can call me delusional, y'all can call me psychotic, I do not care. But at this point in the presidential election, Donald Trump is literally creating the political avengers, and I am here for it.
Let me
okay?
guess you think
When I tell y'all
Minneapolis
the
was
recent
burned down
endorsements
too.
that he have gotten from RFK as well as Tulsi Gabbard is literally going to be the end game for the Democrats themselves, okay? I do not care what Barack Obama had to say on that stage. I don't care what Michelle Obama had to say on that stage, baby. I don't even care what Oprah
Why are
Winfrey
the
had
police
to say on
not
that
doing
stage.
anything in
They
Colorado?
still have not given us any
Gangs have
policies.
controlled HUD
The only thing
APTs
that they
from the
keep
jump.
giving
It's
us is
not new.
bad-mouthing and bad-talking Trump.
Political avengers.
They literally said that man name over 500 times throughout the whole DNC, and we still have not gotten not one policy. And keep in mind, the policies that we
Jim
did get
Nalgren,
from
this is
her
the Karen
literally
Complaint Center.
originated from Trump, okay? At first, she wanted to tax
Big up
tips,
Tulsi
now she
Gabbard.
don't.
This
At
is
first,
a
she was
Trump
against the
supporter.
wall, now she's not. At this point, y'all, it's time to open y'all eyes. It's time to really pay attention to what's going on. To all my MAGA fans, to all my MAGA family, please make sure y'all turn up and turn out at this election polls in November, because if it's too big, then it cannot be rigged, and we will not
Black
have the same
folks running
outcome
from the
that we
Democrats
had
like
in
rats from a
2020.
sinking ship.
Let's go, MAGA family.
Yeah,
Are leaving Democrat plantation now.
that's interesting to see that,
Exactly,
Very
June.
interesting. It's that's your like you said, black people showing that they don't like the Democrats and what they're doing,
Plantation.
even though they were probably Democrats, and they're jumping ship and supporting Trump. That's good. Good to see that. Oh yeah, there's this one here. I know we've shown this one before. Let me.
Yes, Cat, the big is up.
Let's see. There's this clip here. Hang on.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent,
Yup,
gas,
good to see Tulsi
back to
Gabbard
school
last
clothes.
night.
That is called Bidenomics.
TikTok memes are all true, and it's where I get my news. Tommy Temper.
Beef is up
Plantation, where white
50%.
PPL
There's not
decide
much
what black
left at the
PPL
end of the
need.
month.
Plantation.
Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics. Everyday
Miss Angie,
prices
exactly.
are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics.
Hey, Miss Angie.
A loaf of
Good
bread
to see you.
cost 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%.
Bidenomics not
There's
working
not
out.
much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working.
Yeah, like that. This is the idiocy of the Democratic Party. This ad in itself. If the Democrats produce this party, well, it's just common sense that we know that Bidenomics caused high inflation,
At least the plantation provides
higher
jobs.
prices, like less money in your pocket. It was actually worse for every American in my
LOL.
mind. So how
Wall
the hell can
Street
they
hit
put
a
out an
record high
ad
under Biden?
showing that Bidenomics was such a great thing when she's saying that? Just listen to the ad. She's saying in the ad that everything is up in price and Bidenomics is great.
Gas pump
Price
Biden,
of
I did
housing
that.
has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics. Everyday prices
Blacks for
are
Trump.
too high. Food,
Kamala
rent,
running on promotion
gas,
fix
back
problems
to
she
school
created.
clothes.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are no
Operator.
Trump joke memes
A loaf
and
of bread
comparisons of his
costs
words and
50%
actions and
more
foibles
today.
and
Ground beef
FUPS.
is up
They create the
almost
problem. They
50%.
point out the
32
problem.
minutes on CNN
And
was a
people are
joke.
so stupid they can't see that they're
Bidenomics is
creating the
working.
problem. You got to get
That
rid of
was the
the
min she
source
really
of the
said
problem to get
prices
rid of the
are up.
So
problem.
hard to just be able to get
Crazy, but true. Crazy but true.
Beijing Biden owes me gas money. Presidents have nothing to do with the price of gas. The oil companies are posting record profits. Why hasn't she fixed them in the past 3-5 years?
Jim, I'm surprised you're saying that. Presidents, maybe not the president in particular, but the president and the government in power's policy indeed can affect the price of oil, which in effect affects the price of gas that you put into your vehicle. Because drill,
Mr.
baby,
Know-it-all.
drill effectively will bring more oil onto the playing field, which means supply and demand, large supply.
We see how she
low
handled
demand,
the border.
so
20
prices
million
will drop.
illegal migrants in 4
Simple.
years.
Supply and demand say that more supply gives you lower prices. That's just a simple you have to
Price
understand
of
that
food
one
gas
concept.
regulations.
And if the president
The price of
can
oil
change
is a
policy
worldwide
to bring
problem,
more
not just
oil
the
onto the
States.
market, then the price will go
Unless
down.
they VE voted for Kamala in
That's
the
just plain
primaries,
common
they
sense.
really should stop saying Trump is a threat to democracy. It's making them look really stupid. SMH.
Yeah, exactly. Trump was
Jim,
not
but your
a
Biden
threat
said
to
he helped reduce
democracy at all.
gas prices. Drill, baby, drill will reset economy. Could anyone tell me what vice presidents in the past have accomplished?
Biden did not reduce
What
gas
is the
prices.
difference in the
He
price of
stopped-
gas between the
Look at,
U.S.
he actually
and Canada?
canceled the
but
XL
it's all Joe
pipeline from
Biden's
Canada that
fault.
would have brought more oil
up
to the
Sarah Palin.
refineries, actually bringing more oil to the world, helping to reduce prices. He canceled that pipeline. You know, that was a big thing that he did, and he did it the day after that he took office. You know,
Game change.
the Democrats are so
Let us be clear,
vindictive
these are your choices this November.
they,
Trump gas
against Trump,
172 vs.
that
Harris
every
gas
single thing that
699.
they didn't like that Trump did, they hammered at the
Price
very
control
first day they
BS
got
will
into
lower
office.
supply,
That's how
send
telling it
inflation
is.
to
You know?
levels we've never seen.
It's like they're not. The Democrats are not there to help you. They're only there to hammer on whatever Trump is trying to do. That's what their main objective is.
Why do you
and
even
to bring
care,
on
Tommy?
wokeness and
Where
all
did
that
you
whole
get those
agenda
numbers, Joy?
onto society.
Biden liquidated the stupid gas reserve, which costed more than it ever benefited, that helped reduce gas prices.
That's true, Partibonza.
Then
yeah.
they blamed Russia war for all price increases. Her price controls are right out of Stalin's playbook.
Yeah. Yeah, and now she wants to come in with controlling the price of goods, you know, which is communism, Marxism to the nth degree. You know, when you start putting
were socialists,
price
though,
controls,
doesn't
that's
that mean
communism.
they are there to help you?
That's the signs of the communist country, where the government wants to control you, control prices, control everything. And the more that you move to that, the closer you come to communism. But that's what the lefties love. They love Marxism, communism, socialism, whatever. But they won't say that. But, you know, go to your universities and look and see what's going on there. In fact, you know, the professors are pushing that whole agenda, and they've got Marxist clubs at the universities that the kids can attend. You know, all that stuff. It's being pushed really big time.
Tommy,
you don't know
are you
it
saying
though.
Harris
you don't
is
see
a
it.
communist?
Go to your university and check
LOL,
it
what a
out.
silly channel. Are you saying Trudeau is a commie?
I'm saying that,
Socialism
yeah,
only helps the leaders,
Trudeau
never
is
the people.
way closer
Ha,
to
ha,
a
ha,
commie
ha.
than the
Jesus.
Conservatives. Way closer.
Sure, Angie. Harris is a commie socialist.
I would say that Trudeau is a dictator.
Hungary.
Trudeau is a dictator.
Cadamus Rex, yup, and you keep coming back.
Because what Trudeau does is
Well,
Trudeau
Tommy,
got into power and then he pushed
Harris
all of his
commie.
policies onto the people without asking the people whether they wanted those things. And
price
9
control
times out of
plan
10, the
is
people did
100
not want
communist.
what he pushed on us, right?
No part
So,
of Bonza
in other
I
words,
just got
he's not listening
unbanned.
to the people, he's being a
LOL.
dictator. It's 100% communist there, Miss Angie, that price control. You know, that is the stupidest thing ever. When I heard her say that, I couldn't believe it.
Tommy,
because
did
number
you support
one,
the Canadian
she's not smart
convoy
enough
that
to come
wanted
up
to
with
take
price
down illegal
controls.
government?
Really. She didn't come
The
up with
Reagan
that.
movement
That's
looks
not
really good.
her that came up with it.
Oh,
That's the
come on,
Democratic
Tommy
Party, and
Geesh,
she's
that's
pushing
not
the narrative.
true.
Price controls. That, you know, and the reason that they're saying that is because they want the votes.
Did they axe the tax hikes?
We're going to turn
He doesn't
you
care
into a
about
communist state, but all you got to do is vote for us, okay? But don't worry, we're going to keep food prices low. We'll turn it into a communist state, if you vote for us, but food prices will be low. So hey, but you know what?
He isn't going to axe the tax.
That's like saying, well, why don't you go over to Russia right now and ask the Russians what their food prices are like under their communist regime over there? What are their food prices like over there? Are they low in Russia right now? What do you think?
Cadamus Rex, well, go to your channels that spew the truth you like.
They're freaking
God's
expensive.
Not Dead 5 coming out soon. Does the IRS know Sandy Foster sells her movies under the table? Don't tell me what to do, Partavonza. What do you leftists think about Kamala now saying she is pro-wall? The IRS ha 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 ha. What a fool. Cadamus Rex, I do what I like.
Spike deficits nearly 5 times. You know, and then you see rhetoric like this coming out by who the hell is Penn Wharton? What does he got to say? You know, they're all they're doing is just,
who cares?
How does he know what would happen? How can anybody say something like that? You know, like this is lefty rhetoric coming out to try and put Trump down, which is just garbage.
LOL, you do, Radimus.
By the way, I found you in the gas tank there, Cadamus Rex, and I released you there this morning.
Clever.
I could have left you in there, so try and be nice, Cadamus Rex. Come on. Really teaching you in school these days to rag on people or to be nice.
Kamala S. voting base parrots, they will believe anything she says.
Rag on the bad things,
Gasoline is almost
nice
5 gallon, but I guess that S. Biden S. fall too.
Boring. Okay, let's see what's boring today.
I am being very nice. Kamala S. record is one of radicalism.
She's a radical.
Temper, then perhaps your mods need to be nice to me. And Kamala S. record is indefensible.
Okay. The new topic is boring. Boring. Okay. And if you want to get into business, this is the most boring business that you could get into, right? There's nothing more boring than owning a
shout out to the 32 in
ice
the chat.
vending business.
Oh, did you heard her big connection to the little people? Her job at DS is a total lie. Ice SOTG. The former attorney is radical, you guys slay me. Notice he didn't address that part, Rex.
That's boring.
Thank you, Nightbot will do. Hello, Tommy Temper and chat. All BS all the time, Edward Cam LOL.
Also, with boring is the boring. Have you guys heard about this at all? It's boring, but a different kind of boring. Elon Musk has, and I believe this is in Las Vegas, where he has bored tunnels into the ground, and they drive the autonomous Tesla cars in these tunnels underground.
In Mexico.
And he wants to do this all over the place. And it's called the Boring Company.
The former attorney is radical, but the 34-time convicted felon isn't. The gaslighting is out of control. Gas prices from this Labor Day to last Labor Day is lower. Yes, we do deserve better than Kamala. She is actually a downgrade from Biden. Hard to believe it possible.
Yeah.
Joy, but do you deserve a felon for president?
Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit is the spontaneous combustion of electric cars.
To find anything about Trump's trial.
This is an important topic.
They don't mind a felon. US likes it rough.
But
I find it odd how Musk tunnels wherever he wants, never asks for permits. If you or I did that on our property, we'd get taken to jail. Felon Myers, no cases made before he ran for president. Hello, smooth operator.
But tell me, when have you ever seen a semi-trailer full of gas vehicles spontaneously catch
Kamala
on fire?
received 3% of the votes in her
You think
primary
that's ever
run
happened?
against Biden 4 years ago.
Like, look at this. This is electric vehicles, and the
At
latest
the end of
thing
the day,
is
like
that
it,
now
Trump is a felon.
everyone is starting to point out how many of these
Never.
electric vehicles are catching on
Meanwhile,
fire.
Biden is walking around more confused than Michelle Obama's gynecologist SMH.
That's funny. So, but
Is
this
the
is
U.S. the
the
only
Chinese
country in the world where they have
manufacturer.
men who are running for president and vice president that wear makeup? So you believe your judicial system is corrupt, your voting system is corrupt, quite the country you got there. The
This is the
F-stamp is coming
BYD
to
Chinese
nobody
vehicles.
buying. Good morning, Tommy and chat.
Hey, Kim, good to see you. And good morning to everyone out there. If I haven't said your name
Did
or
Trump
said hi to
ever
you,
win the popular vote?
I see everyone in there. I hear you.
Troy. Last Queen hit us with the misinformation.
But this is a truckload of BYD Chinese electric vehicles, and the entire semi-trailer truckload. Now, one of them spontaneously combusted, right? They weren't charging, obviously. They were just sitting there being
He's
transported.
never been popular in his life, ah ha ha ha.
And the problem with these vehicles is you can't
is some
easily
of my
put the fire
absolute
out.
favorite.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, let's check out some information on
Sandy,
these
what will you cry about
cars
when the
that are
Trump
just
verdict
plain
is overturned on appeal?
combusting all by themselves.
Electrical fire, Tommy, not spontaneous combustion. So again, does the states deserve to not have a criminal as precedent? LOL, Sandy.
Hang on. Did you see that? He hit something on the... He
I'm
drove
expecting
over
a written
something on
level
the
with-
ground, which must have damaged the battery. So just look at how easily that vehicle starts on fire.
Saw that a lot.
That... Do you really want to drive one of those? You're going to die in an electric car.
That's not electrical fire, it's a chemical reaction.
Look at.
Electric car sales remain strong in the first quarter of 2024, surpassing those of the same period in 2023
That car hit
by
a bump
around
on the road.
25 to reach more than 3 million.
What the hell does he
A
hit?
Tesla semi-truck burned here last week, and the fire brigade just had to let it burn because they cannot extinguish it. Highway was closed for 8 hours.
Yeah, but look at this.
If power banks can explode, cars
if you just,
will always
this is
do
like
this.
a, remember the old Pinto? Remember the Pinto where you,
So gas
where you go,
cars never burn.
You just touch the bumper of the Pinto and then the
Global
Pinto
passenger
explodes.
sales continue to grow.
That's what these things
It's
are like.
amazing, and ice has never
No,
once
but
caught
watch
on
this
fire.
video. What? That should
Ford
not
trucks
cause a
going
car to
bankrupt.
explode. And
could
if
have mine wrecks,
hitting
I'll
a bump in
drive
the road
gas-powered.
or a little item on the road causes your car to
keep walking,
explode,
I'm
these things
making
are a
F.
big failure.
Well,
That's
no
a
shit,
huge failure
seashells.
right
I'm
there.
not an F specialist.
Come on. You tell me what
Listening to
gas
Scoop,
car
we
would do
still
that.
be riding horses here.
Those things, I don't know.
No shit.
I wouldn't feel safe
F is a
riding in one of
modern-day
those. I
Pinto.
wouldn't. And the other thing that I have found out is that they don't start out with a fire, okay? And if you ever watch these videos of these cars on fire, or you know, if you can watch it right from the very beginning, the very first thing that
Let's
happens...
not forget you don't have to grift for an e-charge, not like gas, ah ha 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 ha.
The very first thing that happens is they start spewing out gas, flammable gas. So you notice that? Look really close, and you'll see a white gas being
Electric
spewed out.
vehicles could make up as
And
much
then what
as nearly
happens is
half
that
of global
gas
car
catches
sales
on
by
fire.
2035.
And I've seen some
there
videos where
something on the
the
road, or
gas
did
comes
something
out for
fall
a
out
really
from your
long
car?
time before it catches on fire. And if you're in a parkade, fills up the parkade with
exhaust
that
shows
combustible
lot
gas,
no
and then the
China
whole thing
lies.
explodes. So let's see if
Sandy
we can come up with a
Foster
clip on
rides a
that.
hobby horse.
Stand by.
My friend has a hybrid and has only had to fill up 3 times since April.
Okay, here we see a car being charged.
She must work at home.
Again,
Tommy
when you're filling up
Temperley
your
here.
car at the gas tank, yeah, how
Popular does
often
not
do you see
equal
it
good look,
spontaneously start burning? And when it starts burning, it usually catches the one next to it on fire as well. So then you got
No
even
seashells, she drives
more
all
massive
over
fire.
the province. Ford Motors electric trucks is going bankrupt. Hot face, hot face.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like
They're
that
getting out
guy
of
took his
gas
battery into
vehicle,
the
or sorry,
elevator, the
electric
gas
vehicles.
spewed out, then
They're
caught
losing so
fire,
much
turned
money.
him into charcoal.
They're losing
We will use rickshaw
tens of
and
thousands of
motorbike.
dollars with every vehicle
Come on.
sold. Ford Motor Company.
Ford
And-
Motor and Chevy canceling electric trucks, nobody buying.
Compared to a gas vehicle, these fires on these electric vehicles burn at 3,500 degrees
Most
compared to
will be
1,000 degrees
obsolete
on a
in
gas
40
fire.
years.
So way more heat, and
How
you
will
take
you
10
ever
times
empty
as much
CC
water to
shells?
put these fires
LOL.
out. They're like incredible. Hard to put out. Okay, this one here is
I'll buy an ev when they perfect it.
okay, this one here, yeah, exactly. They're not perfected. In fact, the problem is not so much the cars or the motors. The problem is the batteries. The batteries are the problem. And here I will show you what we mean by the battery. Okay, here's a case. Imagine you're this guy. Okay.
My friend has a bicycle he never fills up. LOL.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll talk
You
about
don't believe
bicycles too,
hybrids are economical
and
and pay.
e-scooters, because they use the same batteries. The batteries are
Opposite
same.
of eco
Tesla
friendly
car,
touch
same
footprint
battery
for the
as your
batteries.
e-scooter. Absolutely the same technology. Well, there are different technologies with different batteries. There's different versions of everything out there. But the lithium type batteries is what we're talking about here.
Gatorade already.
Okay, imagine you're
I
this
just quit
guy.
buying Super Duty, I suppose.
Imagine you're this guy.
Tommy Temper, how do you function living in fear of everything?
Imagine you're this
3,
guy.
Gas UPS since April drives
Jeez,
all
I
over
can't
the
even
province.
talk
I have
here.
driven a hybrid.
Okay, hang on. I got to turn off this here. Okay, I got to be able to talk. You guys are talking too much, but I understand what you're saying. Okay, imagine that you're this guy carrying your electric bicycle or electric scooter battery, which is removable, and you're getting into the elevator with your electric bicycle battery. You're not even, the bicycle's not even there, just the battery. Watch this guy. Imagine you're this guy with the battery, okay? He's got the battery in his hand. Gets in. Okay, what do you think? Okay, and everyone runs. Come with the fire extinguishers. What do you think? Do you think the guy's still alive? I don't think he's still alive. I don't know anything about this clip, but all I know is that it does show you how volatile. Oh, I don't know. We want to show that there. Yeah, I'm not going to show it. But I'm watching it, and they're actually dragging the deceased person out of the elevator. So, and he's completely burnt up. Oh man, he looks bad. Holy jeez, I can't believe they actually posted that. Yeah, hang on. Get out of there. That's really bad. That's hard to watch that. But did you see that where the guy had the battery? And when I say spontaneous, and I know the chat is saying it's not spontaneous, whatever, blah. It's not. Yeah, it's starting on fire all on its own. You see that? He was just plain carrying the battery. It didn't look like he bumped it or anything. But what happens is if those things are like a time bomb. Any lithium battery, I don't care whether it's in your camera, in your phone, in your vapor, in your scooter, in your car, all of those lithium batteries are a time bomb ready to go off, and they could go off at any moment. And in China, they are seeing the results of that because of all of the fires in that have been happening. It's just unbelievable. Here's the aftermath of an electric vehicle fire. You can see all of the batteries. You see, it's like, like AA batteries in those things. You see all those AA batteries? That's all it is. When you talk about a car battery pack, it's not like a lead acid battery. It's just thousands of little AA batteries, all soldered all together, welded together, whatever. And if one of them happens to go, it sets off a thermal runaway where it just sets them all off, and they all go off. And that's where the fire ends up being 3,500 degrees, and you need 10 times as much water to put the fire out, compared to a gasoline vehicle. It's just plain, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. And my own personal view is, sorry about that. Didn't have that set up right. My own personal view is that they're pushing you into the electric vehicles, and you're going to die in a fire in one of them because the things are just not ready for prime time. They're not ready for prime time. I don't know that I want to die in an electric vehicle fire, so I'm going to pass on buying an electric vehicle at this moment in time until they fix the technology to where the things you don't just hit a bump in the road or hit a little something on the road and it accidentally ruptures your battery pack and then you die in a big fireball. Right? I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. The dead guy. Not for me. So, the fires are a huge
America
problem.
is producing more oil today than it ever has in the past, despite Biden's claim of being pro-environment. Take UF and stick it where the sun don't shine. Yeah, how can you park that in your garage? It'll burn your house down while you sleep. Ermagard.
And the toxic fumes? People have died from those toxic fumes from the fires too. That's the other thing. And what's weird about this, in a lot of cases,
electric vehicles have been available since 1902. 100
a lot of these vehicles are spontaneously combusting. In other words, nobody's doing anything to them. We're not in an accident.
Off junk.
But they're either being charged in the process of being charged and they catch on fire, or they're just sitting there doing nothing. They're doing nothing. But one thing that I do know, and that is that the amount of fire will be a lot greater depending on the charge. Okay, here's a case where an electric bus spontaneously bursts into flames
in 1902.
Setting off a domino effect
99 of your country
of bus
is
fires.
Immigrants.
So the other thing that we're learning is that you should not park electric vehicles beside each other. It's a no-no. And here's a good example of why. All of these buses
99 of your city is composed of drug addicts. Yeah.
We're all drug addicts around here. It's bad.
We
have to
people
start
are
taking the
tired
law
of
in our
dumb
own
stuff
hands.
shoved down our throats. Big oil Joes and T want people to have EVs. That's why they went away in 1902. Summer temperature might ignite those. It's a no-no.
It's a no-no. Yeah, you heard that.
Except they didn't go away in 1902.
It's a no-no to buy an electric vehicle.
I don't have an opinion on that, but where there is flame,
I'm
there
not
is
stupid.
fire.
I investigate. I see what's going on. I do my research. Okay, my research says I'm not buying an electric vehicle right now until they figure out the chemistry so that the batteries don't blow up. Okay, when the batteries don't spontaneously combust, then I'll buy one. And I'll tell you what.
Just got
an
away
exploding,
to perfect the air.
Hey, an exploding
face green smiling face
scooter
green, smiling,
battery
face, green smiling
happened
Sandy
in my
Foster's
life
wooden legs have smoke damage
and affected
from her vibrator battery fire.
Financially.
That is not true, Tommy.
Okay, so I have a vested interest in this whole story. I have actually lost money because of an exploding e-scooter battery.
He doesn't care.
I'm not going to go into the complete story, but
at least they reduced
I have experienced it to the point that I have been financially exposed or negatively impacted by lithium battery fire. Okay, so I've experienced it, and that's why I'm like against this stuff right now, because it's costing people lives. People are dying in these lithium fires. There was actually one where the guy died. He was driving the Tesla down the road. It spontaneously combusted as he was driving down the road, and he couldn't get out, and he died in that fire.
Tommy, hi.
So That's the weird part about it. You know, it's one thing if you get in an accident and it burns and it starts burning. These aren't accidents. Is that bus in an accident? Do you see that bus hitting something?
99 of people are dying.
There's not even a driver in that bus. It's sitting there doing nothing. That's what's wrong with the technology. This stuff is ridiculous.
Terrible big media hiding this. Face fuchsia tongue out, face fuchsia tongue out, face fuchsia tongue out, face fuchsia tongue out.
Here's another one.
In all fairness, the thought of a vehicle operating on gasoline was thought to be madness because of its volatility when first available.
Well, yeah, but remember, a gasoline fire only burns at 1,000 degrees. These things burn at 3,500 degrees. Big difference.
Kurt, they see with their own eyes and still believe the propaganda. It's sad, really.
After this program, are you going to go out and buy an electric vehicle?
Do they just let them burn out?
You can't.
You'd think it was a mob hit.
The only way to put that out is to drop it into a tank of water.
Time driving the hybrid ID by a hybrid,
even if the fire department comes out there,
smooth.
If you spray water on top of the car, that won't put the fire out. You got to spray water on top of the car and underneath the car. You got to have two different sprays going, and even then,
practice for the firefighters.
It takes 10 times as much water to put the fire out
examples,
on a
and you
battery.
all believe 99 of them catch fire. LOL.
It's ridiculous. Wow, I can't believe these videos here. Holy jeez. I never looked at these videos before. I never saw this before. What I'm bringing up to you is just stuff that I'm pulling off the internet here. These are just the latest fires that have happened, right? So, like it or not, you know, we're showing you what's happening. These are not gas vehicles either. These are electric.
Developing countries want to be able to stop those fires.
Oh, look at that. They've got a giant blanket.
99 for me to say no thanks. Oh, pulling off the internet, yeah, okay.
They put a giant blanket over top of the vehicle.
Lots of it, storing lots of energy creates hazardous potentialities.
That's
the smell from the fire has to be bad.
The fire blanket. That's how to put some fires out. I don't know if it's that one. Okay, here's another one. Electric vehicles' lithium batteries set fire to 70 motorcycles. This is a good one, okay, because the same batteries are used in...
I think of the mechanic movie Charles Bronson, right? Final scene.
Motorcycles, right? We got motorcycles, you got batteries in motorcycles. So this is in China. Now in China, they store the motorcycles all together. Right, they
My
park
first
them.
wife could kill a set of batteries in a matter of minutes. She was awesome.
This is one motorcycle.
Guess no RV for Tommy in the future.
Yeah, there's one motorcycle catching on fire caused this.
These batteries are no good.
And look at, the guy's got a little fire extinguisher and he's trying to put that fire out. Those guys are going to die from that smoke coming from it. Look at that. And look at, they all catch fire.
Ex-wife jokes FFS.
There's your electric scooters. This is in China, by the way. And remember, a lot of the stuff coming out of China gets suppressed, and we don't get to see it. We only get to see a little bit of what's happening in China.
Ontario is the world's
but we are seeing some pretty bad stories of how bad lithium batteries are. Now, I've been reading the stories too, and they seem to be saying that, well, sometimes you got manufacturers that are manufacturing cheap batteries and stuff like that, and it's those cheap battery manufacturers that are causing these fires and stuff. I don't think so. What, are they using cheap batteries in Teslas now, or in BYDs and stuff like that?
Should have bought a Honda moped. If it has been gas vehicles, none of them would have caught fire right.
But I'm a little bit leery about buying electric anything these days. Here's one in an actual crash. So this one caught in fire, but it was in an actual crash, so I guess you'd expect that. Chinese-built EV started fire after an accident. The tragedy is that during the fire, the car doors couldn't be opened. All 4 people in the car lost their lives because the EV electric vehicle has electric door locks and stuff like that, and you can't open the doors when they're in a fire. Yeah, I've heard about that people, I've seen reports of people being locked in their vehicles. They're software-based, they're electronic locks, and when you lose your computer in a crash,
bad idea.
You can't open your doors. So the technology is actually flawed.
Damn, what a way to go.
They should have at least a mechanical way of getting out. And actually they do, and I recall this now.
Hey Pinky, long time no see.
Tesla has a little mechanism that you can open up if you know where it is on the door in order to open the door up in case the electronic portion of it doesn't work. But people don't know about that function.
My 92 Chrysler New Yorker had electric locks too.
So yeah, you could die in a fire there because your doors won't open and you don't know that where that little special little feature is to open that door when the electric fails. Now, I've seen this one. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to say this is an electric vehicle or what. I don't know what this is.
I'd rather ride an electric moped. I
this
don't
says electric
mine
vehicle.
Does not have
I don't
long
know.
Range.
This is just a strange. This is one of the stranger ones here.
I'll
Okay,
remember
check this
an old
vehicle
guy
out.
getting cooked in his Corvette after they went to electric latches. He didn't know about the manual override.
Check this one out.
Slow down a second. I need to clear this up.
I'm not saying this one is an electric vehicle. I don't know what this one is. But
I drive around town and charge 2-3 times a week.
Imagine you're in this vehicle when it
They've been
explodes.
using EV equipment and trucks in mines for decades now. My BMW locked me in one time. That was scary. It absolutely won't unlock when you try to open the door.
I can believe it.
Golf cart is good, no doors, LOL. Andrea. Hi, Seashells. If I want to drive across state, I would rent a car.
Good to see you.
Haha, that looks like a new Defender. Let me know when we're done with the EV propaganda part of the program.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Curvy, nice to see you.
What part of my program is propaganda?
So you all no longer care about the environment or mind wall. What is the cohesive message for the left now?
None of this is propaganda. This is all factual evidence here.
You two Seashells.
This actually happened.
My truck has roll-up windows.
This happened. I'm not making this up. This happened. Look, it's being charged. You can see the charge cable in there. That looks like a Tesla, and it's on fire. Now, you're saying this is propaganda? Why is this propaganda? This would be propaganda in if I was the mainstream media and I was saying, another Tesla fire, but don't worry about it because it was charging and the guy probably did something wrong with charging. So don't blame the car.
Ha ha ha.
Right? That's what the mainstream media, they'd come up with a story like that. Meanwhile, I'm saying something like, beware of electric vehicles because what if you were sitting inside of that vehicle? Do you think you'd survive
many lemmings will show
when you can't open your doors?
Just goes to show life is short. Good morning, Tommy. Elaine.
Hey.
Libtard hate truth.
Good to see you. Elaine's crafting. Hot damn Elaine. Good to see you. Boop, boop. Big ups. Yeah,
Donald
so we're
Trump
going over some of these electric vehicles
across
here.
The USA without stopping for gas. 99 of planes also crashed. Tommy temper.
Here's a good example
I don't,
here
but
where
I also never was part of the party that has shoved it down our throats for decades. You're offering a small part of one point of view in order to influence and change our opinions. That is propaganda.
Okay, I'm going to show you an electric vehicle here, or not electric, a gas vehicle. Okay, now here's the difference between an electric and a gas. Here's the gas vehicle catching on fire. Okay. Now, people are able to get out.
We have
there's
electric
some smoke
planes.
in there.
Hello,
it's not
Hammer.
just plain bursting into
I
flame.
like Van
There's
Hollen,
plenty of
I'm on
time.
fire.
Of course, you might want to put your car in gear, you know. That might be good. But, you know, it doesn't look like people are dying. In fact, they're foolishly hanging around the car while
Hello,
it's smoking.
everybody, and
you know what I
Tommy.
mean? If that was me, I would just plain get the hell out of there. get away from the thing. But that's not an EV, that's a gas vehicle. Okay, but we're showing you, yes, gas vehicles can start on fire, but
I'm
they
really
don't,
trying to figure
they
out
don't
what
just
the left stands
spontaneously
for now.
combust
You see, everything
that
I thought
often.
it was
And
is
if
now
they do,
scrapped.
it's something like this, where
Most new
it's
vehicle
not a
steering
big
system
fireball.
run on an ECM and not
10 seconds
mechanical
after the
mechanisms,
smoke.
kinda trippy. Citron. Hello, Moon.
Here we see 2 electric vehicles getting into a head-on accident.
Ha 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 ha, there you have it, folks. Tommy with the definitive proof.
Okay, let's check this out. Oops, went wrong way. Okay, here we go. Okay, now here we
Moon
see...
high. That looks like a radiator leaking.
Okay, this here is the accident. 2 vehicles got into an accident, and this is what
Oh,
happens.
so thirsty for more acquaintances.
Like, I see accidents like that all the time with gas vehicles, but I don't see both vehicles, like, bursting into flames.
What is your show,
you know what I
Cam?
mean? Like an accident like that
There
with
is
2
the
gas
fire
vehicles
blanket again.
probably wouldn't result
What is the
in a
cohesive
fire
message of the left? Anybody?
because
It's
their
not
gas
a trick
tanks don't
question.
look like they've been corrupted,
Try a
and if
smooth
anything,
operator.
the gas lines might have been
Exactly,
corrupted, so you
Tommy.
have a little bit of gas on the road, but probably not a fire like that.
Hand, pink waving hand, pink waving hand, pink waving hand, pink waving. Whenever you come to Cali, Timmy.
And I think this is the same accident, not sure though, but it looks like the
A
fire
blanket
departments
extinguisher system is a
have
clever
got that
idea.
blanket deal.
I have a feeling you really don't want to know or care, Miss Angie. I could be wrong though.
That's something
Molly
different.
Crew red hot. Timmy. That's crazy.
Huawei. This
Who
is a
has Timmy?
Huawei car. Huawei car. Remember
Miss
the
Angie,
company
the
that they
left is
turfed
center,
out of
pay
the
attention.
States? Yeah, well, they're
I
making
don't
cars
want
over
to
there
die,
in China, and this
LOL.
is one of them burning. Or 2 of them. But anyways, they put the fire out, apparently.
Cadamus Rex conservatives are struggling with a change in their narratives. You mean tampon, Timmy? Trump went on a rant about Chinese car manufacturers building plants in Mexico.
Yes.
You are wrong, Rex. I have spent the last 5 months offering my platform on Friday to any opinion. They sure are, Edward Cam. I think Cam needs spell check.
Here's a story. Because the government in China offers subsidies to companies, they produce electric cars. But the problem is that they only get the subsidy when they produce a car. So what they're doing is they're overproducing cars, producing too many of them in order to get the subsidies, in order to stay in business. So now there's such an oversupply of electric vehicles in China that they're dumping them into Europe and into North America and Mexico and all other countries, flooding the market with cheap electric vehicles. And that's where we did a story the other day where Canada and the US has imposed a 100% tariff on the
Your platform
electric
is
vehicles.
100 Republican though, right, Miss Angie? Why would a Dem go there to chat? Propping up the
Here's
market.
another smoker. Now, remember I said they smoke before they catch on fire. Then that smoke that you see is flammable gas. As soon as
Miss
that
Angie,
gas
when did
right
they
there
move to
touches the
center?
flame,
Have you been
it's an
attention at all?
immediate
I'm in
explosion.
Cali now, Cam.
So let's watch
Imagine
here
the
and see what
scene if one
happens.
of those cars goes up. Aussies buying up big time.
And if that was me, I would be far away from that car right now. I would not be sitting there trying to spray it with that little thing. That is not doing a damn thing to
When's your show?
stop it.
Whatever happened to
and when it
NQ?
explodes, you'll be
Oh,
in the
okay,
fireball.
Timmy.
Like those guys should be away from
I'm
that car.
not even 100 Republican, LOL. My platform sure isn't.
That's a really slow one there. Look at, and that's that gas. That gas is the problem from the battery that explodes.
Okay, Eddie. 99 of cars explode. I'm doing my show now, Timmy. So what message does the left share? Miss Angie, you're correct.
Edward, what show? What show? Who's Timmy?
Nice, Eddie.
Okay, so anyways, this one here doesn't really go far enough to show you the thing catching on fire, but it's showing the gases that are emitted from the
Eddie
batteries
has
there
a show now.
just prior to them exploding.
Who is Timmy? Joy Nikolai is Timmy. If you're not 100 Republican, then you should know what the left stands for, Miss Angie. Post the Eddie.
Here's another one here. Just an EV.
Timmy.
It's not a bomb.
Right.
It's not a controlled explosion. It's just an electric vehicle in China.
The left doesn't share a message
that might
whole
not be
party
China.
is all broken
Where
up
is it?
RN.
Binji.
What is the depreciation on ERVs?
Yeah, it's China. It is
You
China.
just want Dems to come up and
Surprised
argue
it's
the
got,
Repub sounds fun. Timmy
numbers
who?
there that you can read.
Angie with the dumb questions. I just did Timmy. Timmy Moriarty.
Look at it when it explodes. It almost looks like fireworks coming out of it. Do you see that? Big spray of battery metal
Timmy who?
pieces all over the place.
Come on, Tommy, that's only 70 examples.
Wow. Unbelievable. I know. I'm not giving you enough examples of a fire. Or of a car starting on fire. This one is written in Chinese, so I can't read it. But it's under the
Don't
China
know who you're
EV
doxing,
fires
Eddie.
is where this video came up.
WTHY attack Angie for
So I'm not
asking
sure
questions.
If this one
FS
here was
lose
an
half their
electric
value
vehicle
in the
that
first
started
year.
this
You
one,
can't
but
give an
apparently-
Audi e-tron away right now. Looks like a refinery explosion.
Looks
Not
bad.
doxing anyone, Timmy. My name is Joy. Rex, that's the problem. Everything the left has stood behind for 10 YRS is now flip-flopping, so yes, it's a legit question. What do the left care about? All vehicles lose a lot of value in the first year. Cars lose value the minute they are driven off the lot. Timmy who? Tampon Timmy. Not 50%. It says Ev went boom.
BYD.
My
Okay,
Ev
so
was
it's
a
a
4-year-old
BYD right
race
here.
returned with 28,000 miles.
Prior to
Let us get
blowing
Tommy a used Ev for Christmas. LOLDG, because they have no answers, so they attack the one asking. Tommy tempered, don't you already have an e-vehicle golf cart? But still.
I do.
Left libtard
But my golf cart is lead acid battery
Arguing
that
is
doesn't
lost on
explode.
deaf ears. Just enjoy life.
Right? The
I
old
reckon
technology
there is as
doesn't
many air
explode.
fires in 1 year as
You
gas
show me
cars
a
in
lead
a
acid
decade.
battery that explodes.
That esteemed Tommy.
But look at this. It's a smoking. If you buy an electric car, you better make sure that it doesn't smoke. You know what I mean? Remember
are
how when you
stats
buy a
to
gas
compare,
car, the
Tony.
first thing you check is that it's not
reckon, Tony?
blowing smoke?
So why
So,
aren't you staying up at night
When
in
you buy your
case of
EV
fire?
car, make sure it doesn't
Nobody.
blow smoke when you buy it.
I will get an Ev
Okay,
in time
otherwise
when
I'd
they
pass on
aren't
it.
so ugly. LOL. These acid batteries don't explode. Sure, Tommy, I wouldn't trust it. Haha. Sandy can't accept no. Imagine an ice cream truck exploding. Cadmus Rex, I'm being conservative with my estimation.
Look. BYD. Build your dream. BYD car company. Build your dream.
And you are. Tony Garrett,
it?
where did you get those numbers? Trump or communism, you pick. Build your dreams brand
yeah,
cars.
Trump or Marxism. Take your pick.
Anyone know if the Wickoffs was or have ran the nudist RV park that couple was killed at?
Here's another one. I'm not making this stuff up, people. Like, you're seeing this live. I never saw any of these
Tony S.
videos
feelings
before.
don't care about your
But
facts.
I cannot believe the
Hey,
number
DK.
of electric vehicle
Sandy
fires.
Foster numbers her legs.
And most of these fires
Door knocker.
are vehicles that are not in an accident. They're just sitting there. So it's not like it was got in a crash and started burning. Most of these videos are vehicles
Andrea,
just sitting
hey
there.
lady. No answer is an answer.
It's unbelievable.
Troy. TC is freedom of speech. Andrea L. Dachshund grandma attacked how her questions are dumb. Sandy Foster, I'm opining
video
not actually
after video
seeing any
after
stats.
video.
I did
Okay,
say reckon not
now,
there is.
are you convinced yet
Holy
that
crow.
EVs are not
Good
safe?
afternoon, all hand pink waving,
Are you
hand
convinced
pink
yet?
waving,
How
hand
much more
pink waving.
convincing do you need?
Gotcha, Tony. Hello, cheeks, LOL, I guess
I'm
you
telling
are me.
you, after watching this video today, there's no frickin' way that I'm going to buy a lithium-based
You know Cam is
vehicle,
Heather.
period.
Newfie.
No way. Not with this technology. They have to fix the technology so the battery doesn't explode before I would even consider buying
You or me.
an EV. I was
Troy.
thinking of buying a
Newfie,
BYD $24,000 cheap vehicle just to try it out. Just as a test, but not now. Not
Newfie,
after
I was
seeing
in your
this.
new town yesterday, saw
No
a mama
way.
bear and 2 baby cubs.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Benzo
thinking of it, but you know,
Newfie, hand
I was
pink
thinking in
waving,
my
hand
mind,
pink waving,
if
hand
I was
pink
to do
waving.
anything, I would maybe
Newfie, have
do
you
that.
been hanging out on
I would
TikTok?
doubt that I would do it though,
Hammer hand pink
But-
waving. Cam is G.
because I was thinking of it. Now
I don't
I'm definitely
think
not
asking a
thinking of
question
it.
makes me look nearly as dumb as a room full of PPL who can't articulate what they stand for. Andrea Cheek Skirt Fuffle, you will never make friends
And
with your reputation.
don't forget
Stay
to
thirsty,
buy
my
that
friend. So many mean ass
lithium
people.
bicycle,
When you buy a
motorcycle,
Tesla,
whatever.
always carry
They're
a
all
pack
going
of hot dogs
lithium.
and some marshmallows
so don't
in the
forget
glove
your
compartment.
your e-bike.
Cheeks.
E-bikes can also explode. Don't worry
Very
about
cool
it.
sees heels. LOL Angie, what room full of PPL are you asking? Forget about that death trap. Yes, Queen It was so cute, Newfie. This chat is filled with repubs, Miss Angie, who you kidding? I try. Seashells. Gross
Look
joy.
at all of these videos here, and they're not in an accident.
Can't wait
They're
to
just
move.
sitting there. All of these videos are batteries just sitting there doing nothing. And you see that one in the
Hard
high
doors,
rise there,
1T open,
where it's
tough way to
smoke
go,
coming out of the
man.
windows in that high rise.
Cam always has
Probably
a wiener
an
in his
e-bike,
car.
e-scooter.
It's lovely there. Why 1T the 3 trolls in the room of conservatives answer a question
Holy
for the
crap.
entire Democratic Party. Andrea, we love ya. Vlogger in Thailand has ever got flooded destroyed.
Oh,
Beckhams
here's a
were there
different one
last
though.
week, Newfie.
Here's a guy with
Hammer.
LEDs on the side of his vehicle, where he's
There are
making
plenty
his
of
vehicle look
non-Republicans
like
here,
a
but
Tesla.
nobody who can answer
Look.
a question.
It looks like a Tesla, but it's LEDs on the side of his vehicle. And it looks like a Tesla burning. Oh man, how bad is society getting? What next? Oh,
Yahoo Angie.
I'm not sure what's with
I
this
clearly
one, but
and plainly
I want to
state what
see.
the right stands for. TC has 3
Hang on,
views.
watch this again. Here's the beginning. Let's see
Yes,
what happens
lots of
here.
famous people vacation their seashells. Must mean the left can't answer a question then. From what I'm seeing, a Pinto is
To
safer
me, it
than
looks
an
like
air.
he has a stack of lithium
Guns, oil, and
batteries,
Trump,
rack of them, and one of the
Miss
batteries
Angie, what don't you get that the
explodes.
party doesn't
And once
agree
that
to
happens,
anything
watch,
right
that's
now?
all.
The SYU
Looks to me like this
getting
is all
answered,
batteries
dumbass.
in here. Like rack,
Can
a
is
rack of
Heather
a bunch
as
of
in
batteries,
G.
and one of them exploded
Obvi.
right here. See what happens when one explodes. Yeah, it looks like a lithium
will be
too,
bumping
because you
into
can
them a
tell by
lot.
the
Try the
flame coming out
restaurant,
of it.
3
Definitely
guys
not a
and
lead
a
acid
stove.
battery.
Miss Angie, yeah, correct.
And then
Yep,
once
G.
it catches, then it
May
starts
G.
setting the other ones on fire, which then set the other ones on fire, which ends up being one hell of a big fire.
Pinky piss off.
This is halfway through.
Cam and Heather are the same person. Looks like an MC room. Poor
Yeah, the
Hammer
guys
just
ran
as
out of
thirsty
that
as
place
Andrea Cheek Skirt
when they saw
Buffalo.
that fire. But basically, you can imagine that one battery catches the other ones on fire, and then it ends up into one big fireball.
Yum yum. Hey Troy. I've eaten there many times. I also love tall trees, my new favorite. Sigh, I miss Daisy. How do you know that, Joy? Hey Shelts. D. All these chicken shit fake outs, I'm sick of them. and after you eat at Three Guys and a Stove, walk across the street and have ice cream at Kawartha Dairies. What's wrong with being thirsty? LOL, coffee is delicious. We love Andrea. I've seen them both on cam. Miss Angie, hush, idiot. Hey Susie Knox. LMAO Pinky. Seashells, I've been vacationing there for over 25 YRS. Kawartha talking about Muskokas. D chicken shit is correct. I can confirm that I am Heather G. Ah. Finally building. Yes, Susie. I'm thirsty.
What's with this national anthem? Probably going to strike
where
on
are
this.
you moving?
What's with this guy singing the national anthem?
If you have to come in here under a fake alt, you are a chicken shit coward.
Here's the timeline cleanse after
Heather,
Ingrid
LOL.
Andrea's horrible national
Love
anthem. It was
the Muskokas,
horrible?
Miss
I
Ontario.
never heard this. This is one of the
Up
greatest
north.
national anthems in the history of the
Gatorade quenches if
baseball.
this better go hit
All-Star
that
game,
7-Eleven.
courtesy of Meatloaf in 1994. Oh,
Heather.
I see. So
Heather's
Ingrid Andrea sang a really bad national anthem, so that's why they're putting up this original one by Meatloaf here that he
I miss BC
sang.
Susie, we trade LOL. Huntsville, Ontario, Muskoka. Joy, yep. Rip Meatloaf. Cam's a pedo though, so Heather is too. Hey Heather,
Okay, I don't want to
OMG,
get a
I
strike,
love her.
but
Thirsty sucks it from the side.
that was the original. Yeah, R.I.P. Meatloaf. Got that right.
Yes, Queen A. Andrea. LOL.
What? She's gonna end the war?
And we must get a deal that is.
Tell Queenie
about
that she
getting
needs to
the
unblock
hostages
all of
out.
us and quit being a
I've met
scaredy
with the
cat.
families of the American hostages. Let's get the hostages out. Let's get the ceasefire done, but no change in policy. In
Queenie,
terms
your
of
son
arms
all
and
ready to go
ammunition.
back to school.
So
Save your children,
we've got
girl.
to get a
Remember
deal
when Roseanne
done.
sang the national
We were
anthem?
in Doha.
LOL.
We have to get a
Roseanne?
Yes,
No, I
Andrea
didn't hear
cheeks
that.
hurt fuffle. She does,
But I
and
can
the back
imagine.
too.
I
Troy.
can imagine how bad it was. That's not a big story.
Troy, you're still bleeding. Troy, yep.
Just looking for some
Best
new
thing I
stories
ever
here.
did was block Queen A.
See what else is new out there in the world. Well, I always get Canadian
You
stuff
got a
in
nice
here, which,
metro there
whatever.
in Huntsville, Newfie.
They got
Queen A
another year
repping that
for
50yo
Canadian
400 pounds uneducated unemployed single mom life. Yes, she'll end the war. She's gonna threaten them with going over and speaking to them. Big ups to Frida Flintstone. One
Okay.
week Monday I'll be in Nova Scotia.
Tim Walt's story from a
Queen
cousin.
needs to go up
who
on
knows him
Daze's
personally.
panel.
Tim and Gwen have always only had one car. In the early 2000s, their next-door neighbor, a single mom, had her car break down. Tim and Gwen decided to get a new car and then give their car to the neighbor. Tim, who was teaching
Dachshund
at the
grandma,
time,
that was
picked
a
up an
smart
extra
move.
coaching job to make it happen.
Heather should go on
Tim
Daisy
has
S
never
panel.
told this story, but his neighbor has. I love first-hand stories like this one. I admire this kind of
You aren't missing much,
altruism.
DG.
Yeah.
Queenie
Well,
acts
I've seen
like
stories
she
of
is
Trump
big
giving
and tough, yet she blocks all of us like she is scared
street
shitless.
people money on the
Looking
street.
up walls, ha
you
ha
know,
ha
too.
ha.
So,
Roseanne
I
is a
don't know.
Trumpy.
Everyone, you know,
I'm banned from Daisy
you have
S
seen
panel.
me giving homeless people
Joy.
hamburgers. You've seen me giving homeless people money. You've seen me helping homeless people. But yeah, that doesn't
Sounds
matter.
like Al
I'm a bad
Munson D.
guy, right? I'm still a bad
Cam,
guy.
she would
even
take
though
you back
see
in a
me.
hot minute.
You know, in fact, you'll use it against me. You'll say, Tommy Temper, I saw you in a video handing a bag of hamburgers with 4 hamburgers in it to a homeless guy. Shame on you for doing that. Shame on you for
He blocks
videoing that.
everyone.
And shame on you for helping the homeless
Jimmy
people.
Savile did a lot for children
You know
as
what? I'm not
charities
going to
too.
video me helping people anymore. Right?
Cam is big ban. But yet
It
she
doesn't
subs
pay,
to me and watches
because
dog
the trolls
as
will
grandma.
still troll you, and they'll think you're a bad guy because you're helping people. You know? And meanwhile, you're trolling me helping people. Well, are you helping people? No, you're not helping anyone. You haven't helped anyone. Speaking of trolls, this is a troll
I'm working on
meme,
it, Sandy.
right? This would be a troll meme made by a Biden Harris supporter.
I don't think you're a bad guy, Tommy, but you do speak many untruths about Canada and certainly about COVID. Cam, she let tell
Well, I
on
don't
her
like
panel
talking
and
about
cried
COVID
twice,
at all,
so I think
period.
you have a good chance.
I really don't.
TC blocks.
I don't want to talk about COVID.
Trump 2024.
If
build
the government
wall.
says we're going, or
How
if
come in all these
the
Q&A
government says to
sessions
the
nobody asked
platforms,
Trump about the 10 million
because you
bribe
really,
he took
it wasn't
in Egypt?
the platforms that told you not to talk about COVID. It was not Facebook that told you not to talk about COVID. It wasn't YouTube. It was the government. It was the government.
changed the name to
Biden told
Cam.
YouTube, tell those people not to talk
G
about
thinks
COVID.
everyone is afraid because she
Biden
loves
told
acting like the tough
Facebook
bully. G has
to
no
crack
boobs.
down on anyone that talks
Advice,
about
don't
COVID.
GAF
You
what
know that they did
YTPPL
that.
say
They
about
came
you.
out
Do
and
what
said
makes
that
you
that's
feel
what
good
happened.
when you look in the mirror.
The government is the bad guy for doing that. Honestly, they're bad. Real bad. Okay, we got the Tulsi thing. What's the Tulsi thing all about here? Let me
Hi Angie, hand pink waving.
bring Tulsi in here.
Tommy, did you see my sub count? And everyone says I just go vertical. I'm going up 100 minutes subs a live.
Well, yeah, I know.
Equality,
I don't
Tommy.
go vertical, so because
okay,
I'm not.
I have to admit,
I'm not
just don't want
interested in
to.
vertical viewers.
21 3K this he's.
Really, because the vertical viewers only view your
Mark
stream
Z
for
is
1
a
minute,
wuss.
whereas a horizontal
G and
viewer
T
will
bad,
view
I
your
can
stream
have an
for
intelligent adult conversation
20
with
minutes.
G can't do that. W many on
Queenie, there's
either
a big
side.
difference on how long people view your stream.
Nobody cares, Queena. Go get
And
therapy and
it's like
raise your
your
son.
verticals are like fly-by-night
Going
type
vertical and
people
not
that just
blocking
they're there for
kids.
1 minute and they're gone. They
Hey,
don't really care
Yuki.
about you. They're just wanting to flick to the next vertical to see the next person that they can watch for 1 minute, and then they go to the next one. And that's what vertical is all about. So yes,
Queen is so
vertical has
excited
bigger
about
numbers.
populating
You
her
absolutely
chat
get
with
more
children
subs,
who laugh at her old
and you get more
prostitute
vertical
antics.
subs. They're not horizontal subs,
G
and they
has
don't
boobs.
watch
She
you when you're
used to go on
horizontal.
BTM panels with boobs.
But anyways,
Time is money.
my
Hate
program,
vertical.
my show doesn't work on vertical. Right,
Is
like
there
I
a
can't
treatment
do
center for sick
something
Indians?
where I'm showing you
Tommy,
something
look
in the
up
world
walls
on a vertical
and line
stream.
3
It
about the
doesn't
tar
work.
sand oil pipeline.
So I'm not going to go there.
I have fun
I was
and work,
traveling
so I'm
somewhere and
good.
I had to travel with a cooler
Are you
because
taking your
you have
son
to
to
take
school
these
for
shots at very
AQW?
specific times of the.
Oh,
we started to try to
here's
start a
Tulsi.
family and realized that it wasn't happening right away. And some time passed, and it was challenging too because we're traveling back and forth between Hawaii, and even just making a doctor's appointment was very difficult.
Tulsi on Team Trump.
Given the demands on our schedule and logistics, but realized that given the biological TikTok, because we weren't able to get pregnant in that first year, we decided to go to start IVF. And
you did it here in DC, right?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
just know because you were staying with me for a period of time when you were going through it.
Yeah, and that was really
Okay.
one of
I
the
don't know what
hardships.
she's even talking about. But anyway, she's like on the Trump team, and she's talking a little bit about her, having to take some kind of therapy in order to have children, that sort of thing. So whatever, seems like a pretty good person, and she's on the Trump team, Trump supporter. Is what that's doing there. Okay, there's down with childless cat ladies, and yeah, but look at who this is. That's Weird Al Yankovic. And that's funny. Look at that picture of Trump and Vance down with cat ladies. That's funny. Come on, that's funny. Okay, what's with Trump here? Here's one. This says here, Trump had his time in the sun, but now he's finding out what happens when the predator becomes the prey. Polls, Mike Johnson, Trump, and Vance amendment for McCabe devastating, blah, blah, blah. And they made this little meme. Here's the meme. Bring it in here. And audio.
Eventually closes on all things. For impetus Americanus, that circle is nearly complete.
By the Lincoln Project. Okay, let's watch it again here from the beginning.
The circle of life eventually closes on all things. For impetus Americanus, the time for prowling will soon be at an end. It was to be his final hunt. His prey, older, weaker, unable to fight back. The best kind. Or so he thought. But impetus Americanus made a mistake. He is slow. He is lost. His imagined strengths are but weaknesses. And he's alone. His mate, his cubs, already eyeing new, greener lands. His pack is flimsy and overmatched. His lieutenants are weak and timid. The decades creak in his bones. The humiliations fester in every fold of soft, bloated skin. And as he rambles and wanders among the fields, no longer on the trail, he reeks of fear. He's afraid of the conflict, of what comes next. He starts to realize it is not his last hunt. Impetus Americanus is the hunted. He is the prey. The apex predator is approaching, preparing to devour him. It is
That's funny. She is going to devour Trump. These guys, the Democrats, who obviously this is a Democrat, leaning Lincoln Project.us hit piece against Trump. But come on, are you trying to tell me that she's going to take out Trump? That she's like a tougher person than Trump? That she's going to be a better world leader and to be able to deal with all of the other world leaders better than Trump? Come on. You got to be kidding me.
It is Mother Nature's design that the circle of life eventually closes on all things. For impetus Americanus, that circle is nearly complete.
Yeah. So, they're like coming. Again, the big thing with the left is to name call, right? Did you notice that in that video clip, they're name calling? The whole clip was about name calling. So we're just showing you what the Democrats are putting out, the bullshit that they're putting out, and how fake it is. And it's just a piece where it's saying, Americanus, impetus, whatever, making him seem like a weakling, when in fact he's a way tougher person than Kamala ever will be. Come on. She's like, all she has for her is her loud cackle, right? That's what gives her what she's got. She can just say something and give a loud cackle and go, ha 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 ha, and get away from any realism. Okay, what about that? Now, a lot of black people are jumping ship from the Democrat Party and coming over to the Conservatives. And here's another one here. Let's see what she has to say.
Illegal immigrants may soon be entitled to a no-interest home loan. Yeah, you heard what I said. While American citizens can no longer afford theirs. You know what? I'm tired. I went to the grocery store last night. Picked up a pack of chicken wings, y'all. They were on sale for $20.
Bidenomics.
Yeah, $20.
Bidenomics.
The original cost at the register, they told me it was $29.99, $30 for a dang pack of chicken wings. And for everybody on my timeline, y'all get in here because I want to talk right to y'all. For everybody on my timeline talking about what has Trump done for you as a black woman? What has he done? What has he done for Americans? Ooh, please come here. His policies allowed me to buy 6 bags of groceries versus 2 bags of nothing under Kamala and Joe Biden. And y'all, come here. Tell me what in the Biden-Harris is going on in Massachusetts? Oh, you ain't heard? Students without bus service as Massachusetts funds busing migrants. We got our kids out there hitchhiking to school while illegal immigrants are using the school buses. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Kamala, where you at? And don't y'all tell me she's not the president. She's just the VP. Y'all know what? Kamala been running this show for God only knows how long. Why would I say that? I'm about to say it. Because Biden been on vacation. All his lights been on. And nobody
the 3.5 years he's been on vacation.
But what's Kamala's problem? She has an opportunity right now to show us how qualified she is to run this country. She has an opportunity to show us right now in real time. We are from crisis to crisis, from crisis to crisis. And apparently we have people at the helm without problem solving skills. What have Trump policies what has he done? Y'all, charity begins at home. And that's all I got.
You know, what she's pointing out is that her quality of life has depreciated, and she has seen it firsthand under Biden. And that's what she's talking about, and that's why she's pissed off. It's like with her, it costs $400 to buy $100 worth of groceries now. Everything has gone up so much. It is unbelievable. And that's what she's pointing out, is that happened under Biden. Biden did a lot of things and had a lot of policies that caused a lot of inflation, you know, and also a lot of inflation was caused by the inappropriate lockdowns and things like that during COVID. You know what I mean? Cut back on the ability for people to be able to produce, and prices went up on everything. And of course, when prices go up, they don't go back down. The only way to combat high prices is to increase wages, because once prices go up, it's like the genie's out of it's gone. You can't put it back in the bottle. So if prices go up, they're up. They're not going to come back down. You know, the only thing is with gasoline, if you can bring more product on, well, you can reduce gas prices that you're paying right now. But the price for food and milk and vegetables and everything else, I don't see that the price is going to go down. Once they pop up and they stay up. You know what I mean? Everyone takes the price that they're at now, and that's where they go. So the only thing that you can do is now to combat that is to increase people's wages. And how are you going to do that? I don't know. By legislating minimum wage increases? I don't know. I don't like to see anything like that. I like to see a complete supply and demand, you know, for wages, for jobs, for goods, for products, for everything. And as soon as you start getting the government involved in things, then all of a sudden you have chaos in the marketplace. But anyways, let's move on. Newfie Princess, good to see ya. It's Newfie Princess. Okay, here's somebody else. Let's see. Manufactured campaign. Oh, what's this story about here? Hang on. Let's see what Fox News has to say about the campaign here of Kamala.
Her handlers don't even trust her to survive a softball CNN interview.
Little light
so Coach
audio.
Walls is going to chaperone tomorrow night at 9. Mr. President, Senator, I don't know what we have to talk about. It's been pretty boring. What? Her handlers don't even trust her to survive a softball CNN interview. So Coach Walls is going to chaperone tomorrow night at 9. Mr. President, Senator, I don't know what we have to talk about. It's been pretty boring.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So there's going to be some kind of an interview with Kamala coming up, is what that clip is talking about. So we'll have to watch for that clip. If she's going to be actually doing an actual factual interview, that should be good to catch that and see what she's going to be talking about. Vote for Trump. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Joy, didn't Trump come out with the no tax on tips for waiters? And then Kamala came out and with exactly the same thing. She like stole it from Trump, that idea. And Noodles, thanks a lot for the super chat. Thanks a lot, super chat, for that $2 super chat from Noodles. Much appreciated. Do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Noodles Live. Check out his channel. By the way, Noodles, drop your link there. Type in the word link in there, and my bot will drop your link. And I want everyone to sub up to Noodles there. He's got a good channel. He's out in New York. If you want to see what's happening in New York these days, sub up to Noodles. Check out his channel. I'll drop a link in there, and we'll see it. There you go. Thank you very much for that super chat. Much appreciated. Susan Knox, compare global economies post-pandemic in both America and Canada. Did fantastic. What misinformation? What misinformation? What are you talking about? I'm talking about go into your grocery store and go and buy a cart full of groceries and see how much $100 will buy you. And compare that to 3 years ago, okay? You'll see that times have changed. Don't tell me that times haven't changed. Don't tell me that there was no inflation. Don't tell me that life is better now than it was 3 years ago. Because I don't think so. And many, many others don't think so. You know, but people that are on the left are okay with high prices. They're okay with inflation. They're okay with high taxes. They're okay without having money in their pocket. I don't know what you live on, Susan. Do you live on money? Do you like having more money in your pocket, or do you like to have the government lift money out of your purse and take it from you? Because that's politics that does that, and policies of the politicians, right? Who you elect really can influence, how much money is going to be left in your wallet at the end of the day, right? I don't know if you realize that, but if you vote for one party, you might have more money in your pocket than if you vote for another party. That's all I'm saying. And you do the groundwork to figure out which party is going to put more money in your pocket. But one of them definitely will, right? Both in Canada and in the U.S. and probably anywhere in the world. You've got different governments that do different things, that do things. They either try and go, well, you know what? We're going to suck the money out of the working class, and we're going to give it all to the non-working, to the welfare state, right? Those people and those governments that think like that and do that are actually doing a disservice to the working class, right? Because what you're doing is you're taxing the working people right to the point where they go, why the hell should I work anymore? It's not worth it for me to work when the government takes half of my money. You know what? I'm not going to work overtime today, because I know that if I work overtime, that I'll only get probably half of that overtime money, probably even less than that, because it's overtime. And it might even put you into, working overtime might even put you into a higher tax bracket, which means you'll be taxed even more. So working hard actually causes you to be taxed more. Did you know that? So the government actually is set up to make you less wealthy the harder you work, right? And you're starting to hear that even more now, where you're hearing, well, we need to really super tax the wealthy people that create the jobs. And guess who creates the jobs? The wealthy people, not the poor people, not the middle class. The wealthy people create the jobs, okay? You have to have money to start a business. If you don't have any money, you don't start any business. You have to have some money, so you have to have some wealth in order to start a business, in order to employ people, right? And if you overtax those people that employ people, then they're not going to start a business and they're not going to employ people. You'll stifle your entire economy by overtaxation. So I understand where if you're just a small person, you go, well, the rich people need to pay more. You know what I mean? And that concept is really good in theory, but unfortunately, when you overtax anyone, then they stop doing what they're doing. And the people that create jobs are the rich people, and they will stop creating jobs. They will absolutely. They will hey, you see them. If a company is overtaxed in one location, they will actually geographically shift over to another location, like, for example, Ireland, where there is no taxes over there. And you see a lot of corporations opening up shop in Ireland because of their low taxation. That's what they're doing. And they're actually doing well on the fact that they're low taxation, and they're bringing all the businesses over there. And why do you think Elon Musk moved ship completely out of California into Texas? Because he didn't like the wokeism, he didn't like the taxation, he didn't like where he wasn't making enough money. So that proves to you that when you overtax a corporation, they will move the hell right out of your location. They'll move out of your country. They will move out of the United States to China if they're being overtaxed. And if they can't make a profit in America, they'll move to China where they can make a profit, right? You have to understand that you can't stifle the corporations, right? Because they'll just go and do something somewhere else, right? You have to work with the people that create jobs. You don't stifle the people that create jobs. Otherwise, they close up shop and they just go, well, that's it. I just won't do this. I'll do something else, right? I'll just take the money and close down the business and then put it into some stock market or something like that, and not worry about trying to create jobs for you guys out there. So you see, you have to be careful with what you do in taxation. You can't overtax the people that actually create the jobs. Otherwise, you're not going to have jobs, and you're going to have a very poor economy, like you see in Venezuela and places like that have gone socialist, where they go, well, we'll just tax the hell out of people, and we've got so many people that are on welfare, we'll just, and then the people lose their jobs, and you have even more people on welfare. And it's just a downward cycle, spiraling cycle that just keeps getting worse. Payer transport. Hey, good to see you. Coming in on Fascist Book there. Good to see you. Nice to see you in the chat. Let's see who else. Most of the chat that we have here is over on YouTube. I have a channel on YouTube there, Payer. So if you have a YouTube app, just look up, do a search for Tommy Temper Show. Those 3 words, Tommy Temper Show on YouTube. And you'll find my channel on YouTube. And that's where a lot of the chat is happening. And we've got the chatters in there that are chatting on YouTube. Let's hear what they have to say.
Why don't rich folks like to share? Did they miss the kindergarten years? Linda Lou Tommy has no idea what's going on with the chat, let alone his videos playing in his studio.
Well, remember, my show is going to go more towards a non-interfacing with the chat and more interfacing with doing an actual show.
Rich people give away lots.
You know what I mean? Because just remember that when I am interfacing with the chat, I can't really do a show. And you know what I mean? And I think, and if you look at people that do shows, they don't even talk to the chat at all. They read the super chat and that's it. Period, because they don't have time to look at all the rest of the chat because they're actually
taking money
producing
from rich
some content.
People is not rich people sharing, it's robbery.
If I'm going to do a story about
will abolish
Trump and
private
Kamala
health care
and
make
electric vehicles and all the rest of it,
ridiculous tax policies, the law of
I
the
have
land,
to shut
meaning
off
every
the,
American will be taxed up to 80 of their income.
No,
I don't know what you mean.
And kind of ignore the chat
Everyone
a little
who
bit.
gets state or federal funding should have to take regular drug testing.
Well, listen to what you have to say now.
Yes, they do, but
Thank
I'd rather they be taxed appropriately, and if they wish to donate afterwards, that's fine. Some rich people. Yes, Andrea.
I know, but don't you think that taxation is something that has been worked on for many years, and don't you think that it's kind of fine-tuned? And when somebody just comes out and says, well, I'm going to tax rich people, I'm on a platform of taxing rich people and rich corporations and stuff like that, and I'm going to sock it to them.
Tell me the video, please.
We already know
Sandy F has
that
flaring
taxes
nostrils.
are set at a point where corporations
I'm
are
probably
capable
considering
of
middle class,
prospering,
we pay plenty, and I'm
employees
happy to do
are
so.
getting a fairly decent
I'm
wage,
rich and good looking.
and society is running pretty well. But as soon as you start overtaxing, then
They should
those
be
people
taxed
that
higher.
produce the jobs are going to stop producing the jobs.
Republican President Dwight
don't want
Eisenhower defended the 90 tax rate in the 1950s. As high as possible. Me too noodle LOL. LOL. Elon Musk can't afford to be taxed up the wazoo. Noodles rich maybe but see Monday. 50 tax rate here for wealth. We are in 2024. Transfer of wealth more companies to China.
Yeah. Well, that's what ends up happening is you...
Noodles criticizing Elisa.
If you bring in products that are produced in a country that has low wages, they're gonna undercut your locally produced product,
Elon
and your
Musk
local companies will go broke. What do you think? What do you think happened with RCA? What do you think would happen with Zenith Television? What happened
last week
with all those manufacturing companies? You know, your washing machine companies, Maytag, and all the rest of it. You had tons and tons of American producers of different things. They're all gone. Or they've gone to China. They're being produced in China or some other country where it's cheaper. And why? Because they can make money over there.
I love all my fans.
Lower tax rates. Big thing is lower taxes.
Live HTTPS www.youtube.com channel UC8 box JZI6 Gameco. Noodles bald. LOL Susan who paid think. That's an expensive MRI, Susie.
Well, maybe Elon Musk never invented anything, but he definitely started a company that had people working for him that invented things. A lot of things. I don't know what Elon himself,
Noodles
but you can bet that his corporation has lots of patents.
With your Nazi hat on.
So the guy that's the leader of the corporation that owns the patents owns those inventions. And maybe he didn't invent everything,
Canada
but he absolutely came up with the idea. Hang on. Who started the company, Tesla? Nobody? Or Elon
higher
Musk?
Taxes don't work.
Elon Musk had the idea.
22,000
He sparked the idea for the electric car
we all
and
pay
started
taxes,
a company and hired people
see more batteries
to do it.
blowing up. So taxing rich people
But yet
is
it's easy to say,
people for being
run
successful
Elon
in
Musk
their
down
career.
and
How
say
does that
Elon
make
Musk
sense?
invented nothing, making him look like a nobody.
Telescope couldn't bum a
Like,
ride
come
to
on.
the Trump rally.
I would never do that.
Subs aren't hard to get. Noodles live look at Queenie LOL. Yes, that is what the MRI would have cost. Private full scan with contrast worth between 7,500 9,000. Thank God for socialized health care. No topics, no skills, no looks. I think the Harris interview already took place with Dana Bash of CNN. Wish they would show the unedited version.
Yeah.
Noodles shows his brother's better LOL.
I'd like to see that.
France has deadly income taxes. Many transfer citizenship. Andrea cheek skirt fuffle pick an identity already girl sheesh. Hope all turns out well with the results, Susan. Companies also pay a lot too of monthly remuneration. Thanks, Shelts. How long did you have to wait to get your MRI?
Oh, I know what the story is. It's about the Trump went and did some kind of a thing at the Arlington Cemetery, and apparently they have a rule that nobody is to take photographs at that cemetery except the Arlington Cemetery staff, which I believe is a kind of a communist rule. I'll tell you that right now, to say, oh, you can come in here, but don't take any photographs and pay our photographers, and we want to make money off of taking photographs there. So apparently Trump's photographers took some photos at Arlington Cemetery, and now everyone is having a hissy
I have a
fit.
relative who has received years of treatment cost $0.
Let's hear this
Tommy.
story here.
If Canadians need any priority medical tests, surgery, there is no waiting list. Lies. The lame media is going bonkers over the cemetery issue.
Yeah, let's watch this story
Trump
here.
went, others didn't he? I love my
3
trolls,
days ago,
LOL.
Donald Trump attended the
I waited
ceremony,
about 8 weeks for an
the third
MRI. If they
anniversary
felt I was
of
in an
the 13
emergency, they would
Marines that
have.
were
I
killed in
waited about 8
Afghanistan
weeks for an
during the
MRI. If they
withdrawal
felt I was in an
that
emergency,
Joe
they would
Biden
have done
and
it
Kamala
sooner. I
Harris
got
were
a
solely
CT immediately,
responsible.
also worth a few
Now,
thousand.
Joe and Kamala did.
Yeah, I would say
3
healthcare
days
is pretty
ago,
good
Donald
in
Trump attended
Canada.
the ceremony, the third anniversary of the 13 Marines that were killed in Afghanistan during the withdrawal. that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were solely responsible for. Now, Joe and Kamala did not attend this ceremony. However, Donald Trump did. And at the ceremony, he took pictures with Gold Star families. A Gold Star family is the parents or the brothers and sisters of someone who was killed in combat.
Right, fallen soldier.
These Gold Star families not only invited Donald Trump, but gave him permission to take pictures because they know who was responsible for the deaths of their sons. Well, now mainstream media is taking this and creating this fake narrative that Donald Trump desecrated the gravestones of these 13 people. People that died only because of the massive disaster that was the Afghanistan withdrawal exactly 3 years ago, as of 3 days ago. That not only resulted in the death of 13 Marines, but also allowed the Taliban to regain power, gave them a whole bunch of money, left them about $7 billion in weapon, roughly $50 billion or more in total supplies that were left in Afghanistan during that withdrawal. In fact, you saw the airplanes that were going down the tarmac and people were trying to jump on top of them because it was such a ridiculous mistake of a disaster of an evacuation. You don't take the military out first, you wait for the citizens to go out and then you take out the military. That's not what took place.
That's true.
Well, now
make
the
sure
Army
you have a proper evacuation.
is saying that Donald Trump desecrated the gravestones of these people. However, a picture was released today of Joe Biden doing the exact same thing in 2020. DOD had no response to it. Pentagon had no response to it. Army had no problem with it whatsoever at Arlington Cemetery.
You got
Now, keep in
lefties
mind,
that are pushing the
and this
narrative.
is why we're now in uncharted territory as far as where this country actually is right now. The Army does not take an oath to anything but the Constitution.
Well,
they don't
you know
side
what?
with political parties.
You know what he's saying, though, and I don't know if this is part of it, but you have the rules of the Arlington Cemetery, which I believe their rule was nobody is to take any photographs except for the people that work at the Arlington Cemetery. They apparently had their own photographer, and the photography is to be done by the cemetery staff. To me, I think that that's bullshit rules, really. To me, it's a money grab by the cemetery. That's all it is, really. To say, you can come in our cemetery, but don't take any pictures, right? What? I've never heard of anything like that at any cemetery anywhere, okay? But apparently Arlington is wanting a money grab by using their own photographer. That's all it's about. That's all it is, okay? That's all it is. It's nothing to do with Army, soldiers, or anything. All it is to do is with a cemetery that has their own photographer and wants to prevent anyone from taking a picture in their cemetery unless you pay them, right? So apparently, the Gold Star people, the families said, hey, no problem, come on in here and take our pictures. But the cemetery itself has a policy to prevent anyone from taking pictures unless they make money. And apparently Trump's people, whatever, the photographers went in there and they took pictures. So that's what the cemetery is butthurt, but it's got nothing to do with the military. It's to do with the money grabbing of the Arlington Cemetery, in my mind. I don't know if you have a different take on that whole thing, but that's what I think.
Respect Sandy here was Biden respect for people he killed. Hi again Linda Lou, I did say hi earlier in case you missed it, lol. They assaulted a worker. Money grabbing, what a crock. I had catfish for supper, hum love it. Your mod is being abusive, Tommy temper.
Yeah.
Sandy
like
Foster, tell
here's
us what
another
kind of
release
soap
on that.
Socks uses in the
The U.S. Army. The U.S.
Obviously,
Army
your
released a
actions
statement
show
today
you are
condemning
TK.
President Trump, saying it's
RV,
illegal
I did,
to
sorry, smiling
conduct
face with
political
hearts.
activities at Arlington Cemetery. Here's a Joe Biden political ad from 2020 featuring a video of him standing over a tomb in Section 60 at Arlington, which the Army had nothing to say about that time. And here's the
Which
the picture of
Montans
that.
let me know,
So,
and I will time them out.
You see, it's great, and the Democrats can get away with visiting the cemetery
his staff
for
hit
political
someone?
purposes, but Trump cannot visit the
Who is
cemetery
Thursday
for
for Fly
political
Andrea?
purposes. So what's good for
Catfish
Biden
makes good
is
sandwich.
apparently not good for Trump.
Nobody
okay?
is jealous
So
but
at
the
the end of the
trolls.
day, it's a non-story, because if the army is going to criticize Trump, well, then they better have criticized Biden when he did exactly
Go
the same
Kadish
thing.
fishing in your
And if they
vineyard.
didn't do that, well, then
Tell us,
shame on
Rex.
you for trying
They
to make
shamed all
Trump
shells.
look bad. And
Trump
you appear to
campaign
be
staff members verbally abused and pushed
pro-Democrat
aside
in
the
that
cemetery
case.
official
So
who
shame
tried
on
to
you.
stop them from filming and photographing.
Shame on you. Like, if you're going to have a
Aside.
policy, you have to have the
Afghan
policy
pullout was as
that
bad
covers
as Libya
everyone
debacle with
equally.
Hillary
And
rib.
if you can't do that, well, then get rid of your policy. Simple as that.
Gold
So,
Star PPL
shame
had
on
no
them
rights
for
there.
not
Prove
giving
Rex.
Biden hell for doing the same
Gatorade
thing.
good drinking. Federal law prohibits political campaign or election-related activities within Army, National Military cemeteries to include photographers, content creators. Both sides exercising gotcha tactics.
Well, then they
Exactly,
should have
Rex.
given Biden hell, too.
Remember when Ozzy pissed on the Alamo could be worse? Was the photo policy clearly posted at the cemetery? Rex Biden did the same. They just remembered the rules when Trump's team did it.
Exactly. That's when they remember. Oh, there's rules. Trump. Let's see.
Newfie
What
is
we
insulting
don't like
tatted
Trump,
nuts
so
and
what can we
crackers.
pull up that's going to make him look bad? But meanwhile, Biden does exactly the same
If
thing,
you
and they
take
go,
the
"Ah, we
time
don't
to
care.
troll
we like
me,
Trump.
it's a
We like Biden."
compliment. Catfish
It's like
and Vineyard sounds good.
it's more of that deep state
Biden
stuff. You got the deep
ISNT
state
running for
people that are
president.
against Trump, but they're not against
LOL,
Biden.
Rex.
And the deep state people are the
Cadamus,
ones that
dry
are
your tears,
going,
I
okay,
will
we'll
fix
just pull the strings here.
You're a loon, Andrea L.
And enforce them
Don't be a
selectively
tattletale, Rex.
against Trump, but not the Democrats. That's not great. Is that the way the world should be?
Andrea get girl. Again, both sides use gotcha tactics. Andrea, you're a Hollywood celebrity.
It's a shame.
Seriously, Rex. Power tripping is unseemly. Deep state against anyone that they cannot control. Newfie princess, please be kind to the trolls. This is your first warning. You
Oh
are
yeah,
loony,
this is
Rex.
the other one. Somebody mentioned this earlier here, where you have gangs taking over
Nah.
apartment buildings. Where is this? In Colorado. This is Colorado.
Hey, Hammer.
This is what life is like in Colorado.
I don't have 20 outs. You
Welcome
as well
to
nuts.
the new sanctuary city.
Biden crime family needs to
Bring
be
them
held
in to
accountable.
the sanctuary city. They'll take over. They'll take
First
over your
warning.
whole city. And this is
Wow.
what Evanston is like too.
Linda,
As a matter of
hi.
fact, hang on a second.
Newfie, don't push it.
This exact
Hello,
same thing
Hammer.
happens in Edmonton here, where you have
LOL.
guns, you got people
Thanks,
shooting
nuts,
guns,
LOL.
you got criminals, you've got the police doing nothing about it, the government doing nothing about it, and the criminals are running rampant.
Hello, telescope, even though I don't see ya, LOL.
It's crazy.
Well, I guess Carl didn't teach you much, Rex. Love ya nuts. Is TT still talking?
We're always talking.
RV hi.
Hey, there's a good
Cadamus,
friend.
remember
Canada
that I
RV.
did you a solid.
Canada RV, when I was playing that game the other day, you were giving me the wrong answers all the time when we were playing GeoGuessr.
Well, trash everywhere.
The heck's the matter
Was
with
Carl
you?
supposed to teach
We
me
got
to
something
make
happening in
20 outs,
Korea, and you're
Andrea
trying to
L.
say that it's Hawaii or somewhere. That was funny. I had fun playing that game, by
Nuts,
the way.
just block the B. LOL. Say my name, you triggered fucks. Trump is trying to blame the Gold Star family on his debacle at Arlington Cemetery the other day. He said they set him up. Yep. They want to turn the West in Venezuela. LOL, I will.
Pretty much.
Guarantee you a grandma, Andrea L.
But yeah, this is the story on Colorado. New footage. They're in an apartment complex. They're taking over the entire complex, robbing people, doing all kind of stuff there. And looks pretty bad. Look at the weapon the guy's carrying there. You know, I think this guy's got looks like maybe a gun in his hand right here.
Rex.
This guy's got a long gun here.
Yourself.
Unbelievable. And garbage. Nothing but garbage and homeless people everywhere. Welcome to the United States of America.
Newfie later. Aaron T.U. a hag
and
Rex.
Canada, too. Canada is no different. No different at all.
One time. LOL. Only one sanctuary city in Colorado, and it's not even Denver nor Boulder. By Enough. Kurt. Welcome to Democratic Colorado. Rest I was right, LOL. Kurt.
On a different topic, but similar. Modern art is
imagine believing and or saying that voter ID is racist wild.
More and more modern.
Remember
what do you think
when
of this
Andrea
art? This is actually
to get a wrench in his channel.
Kind of reminds me of Ant's girlfriend stage show. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I used to live in Boulder. There's no place to put them.
This is modern art. Demonstration of modern art.
Troy, yep.
This should have been at the Olympics.
Moving Californians have ruined Colorado.
It's so modern. It's unbelievably
I see you now,
modern.
Telescope.
Look at that guy.
Hey, Peter Burns.
Do you think anyone can duplicate his performance? What the hell is going on? Telescope, I think he needs some treatment
Canada
from your
RV.
program. Should be on the treatment program before he gets into art.
Art must be being used as an acronym.
No, this is art.
Catfish sandwiches are humming.
This is billed out as artwork. This is an art production here. He's an artist. Actor. Bad actor. I've seen a lot of bad actors in my life, but this guy takes the cake.
Kamala would hire him.
Holy jeez.
Looks like Hammer after he eats catfish. Canada RV.
Oh, that's funny. Jeez. Who does he look like? He looks like that guy on Rust Brothers. You know, the mechanic dude on Rust Brothers. That's who he reminds me of. Or who else?
Stupid.
Remember, what's his name? The guy that used to do the aerobics. Yeah, that's who he looks like.
Now we know why Telescope wears a hat.
This is 2024 Olympics. Doesn't get any better than this.
Looks like Ronnie James Dio.
It's probably Ron Jeremy.
Gallagher.
Jeez, that's bad though. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that guy. I can't take any more.
Nuts has 2 cycle bike. Ouch. What a burn.
And then you get stuff like this, and I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. You get this women.
So Tommy, I will assume if you are having a problem with homeless people, you must really want to pay for community psychiatric housing and services and community drug treatment programs. You're a lib. Although it was Telecoke.
Hey, my province has a $2 billion surplus this year. $2 billion, our province. Because we have oil and gas economy here, which makes a lot of money. I live in the most prosperous province of the entire country of Canada. So we are extremely well off here. So our government does indeed have money. And our government does indeed want to fund
Never don't be abusive to Tommy
programs.
Tempermont's final warning.
We want to fund programs, absolutely. the premier of our province wants to set up programs and get these people off. Shut down the safe injection sites. Don't provide drugs to them, and get them off the streets and get them into programs where they can help them. That's what the premier wants to do. But the lefties in the city and the prime minister has said, hey, no, we want to have open consumption, open drugs, free drugs, blah, 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 all the rest of it, which has caused a lot of problems in the society. Now,
issues
lately,
will prevail if you don't want to supply
Trudeau has changed his mind.
LOL.
And he said, oh, well, now it's hurting the provinces, and now the provinces are telling me that they don't want open consumption anymore. So you see, they made a wrong move. It was bad doing that, and now the government is changing the time. Now Trudeau is changing his mind and saying, maybe we shouldn't have legislated that to be open, free drugs and don't charge them for drugs and crap like that.
Fix the economy, and I'll share a loaf.
In fact, there's a video out there of a crack pipe vending machine at a hospital in British Columbia. Like,
people are more likely to seek treatment with harm
and there's stories of people smoking meth in the hospital with a woman with a baby right there in the same area, and the woman with the brand new baby and the baby have to inhale the meth smoke because some guy wants to smoke meth in the hospital, and the government says, yeah, no problem, go ahead. That's where we're at.
Andrea.
That's where we're at in this world. It's freaking terrible. Ridiculous.
Why would Andrea want to pinch a loaf when the economy gets fixed?
Per favore! Per favore! Perché rischiamo veramente di diventare il campo profughi d'Europa. Rischiamo veramente di essere lo zimbello del mondo. Ci stanno ridendo in faccia in tutto il mondo. Vi prego. Primo, blocco navale al largo delle coste della Libia. Secondo, le navi delle organizzazioni non
Nuts head goes straight to
What's she talking about? I don't know.
Where is Daisy today?
che violano I confini.
Hang on, let's find out what she's talking about. We risk becoming Europe's refugee camp. We risk becoming the laughing stock of the world. We need a revival. A naval blockade. We need a naval blockade in Libya to start sinking
Troy,
NGO
they have
ships.
More rights than we do.
Man, they're mad over there.
Is that
in
the
Europe.
fascist leader of Italy?
Mad, 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 mad.
Fini italiani. Sì, vanno affondati. Per favore. Per favore. Perché rischiamo veramente di diventare il campo profughi d'Europa. Rischiamo veramente di essere lo zimbello del mondo. Ci stanno ridendo in faccia in tutto il mondo. Vi prego. Primo, blocco navale al largo delle coste della Libia. Secondo,
It's like rants like this that I go, oh man, I don't know if I would want to be married to an Italian
so
wife.
So it's wrong to try something and stop when it doesn't work.
When an Italian woman gets mad, that is the scorn that.
Le navi delle organizzazioni non governative che violano I confini italiani. Sì, vanno affondate. Per favore.
Okay, that's it. But she's pissed off with immigration. She's talking about immigration. They're being overwhelmed.
I don't like the language though.
They're
LOL.
pissed off.
Bullshit. I want to see that Tommy crack in a vending machine.
Not crack pipe. Crack
I hope
pipe
Hammer is never homeless.
in the vending machine. Here, I'll bring it up for you.
Hey, I'm Italian.
Let me find that one there. Hey, very good, very good. I love Italian people. I'm just saying, though, that, well, it's like a Spanish woman, too. You know, when you see a hot-headed Spanish woman going off the cuff, too, it's like, oh, man, I wouldn't want to be married to her. But anyone could get mad. But let me...
Gee, never maybe you.
Let me just search here
Maybe Tommy Temper can help find some housing solutions for homeless. Nice Linda Lou. Give them expired boosters. Large double cheese pep mushroom.
Okay, let me see what we got here.
LOL Hammer, I work try again.
Okay, here's the story right here.
RB.
Let me bring it in so that you can hear about it. And you know that I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling you. I'm not lying. There is an actual story about this. Let me just bring it in here. Okay, and I'll show you.
Economy not good.
Hang on.
LOL Catamus Rex.
This is a story by my good friend at Counter Signal.
Everyone collectively hates Daisy now. Love it.
Yeah, poor Daisy. She really said a bunch of N-bombs on my stream there, the last one. I'm trying to revive that stream again, but it's got about 10 copyright strikes on it, and it takes about 2 hours to remove one copyright strike. So when I do that, then the stream will be back visible again. Okay, let's listen to this. This is, I believe this is coming, let me just see. Liberals restrict smokeless tobacco products as free crack pipes are being made available in vending machines outside Canadian hospitals. Okay, you got that? You understand that? I didn't say crack. I said crack pipes. Glass pipes, smoking pipes in a vending machine at the hospital. Okay, do you really think that could be true? Really think so? I don't think so. No frickin' way. That's bullshit.
Did you know that free crack pipes and information on how to snort cocaine are available at the emergency entrance of the Nanaimo Hospital? Let's go take a look.
Okay. Who is it that said, show me? In the chat. Is it Catamus Rex? Look, what is it? Oh, hang on. What did it say there? Let's go back. Welcome to the Care and Connection Kiosk. This kiosk provides confidential, what, nobody standing behind you, watching you? Access to important healthcare supplies. What? A crack pipe is an important healthcare supply? Holy shit. This is the NDP government, the BC, come up with this plan. Confidential access to important healthcare supplies for free. You don't even have to pay for them in this vending machine. At any time, information about local health and community services are also available here. Ah, isn't that nice? I'm loving the NDP government, the Liberals. Great work. I love it. Oh, look, it's almost like ordering at McDonald's, right? You want the Happy Burger? You want the glass pipe? Or do you want the, I don't know, whatever the hell they're selling there. I don't know what the hell. All kind of dope stuff in there. Okay, I'll have the Justin Trudeau model crack pipe. Okay, yeah, that's the one I want.
Something? I'm just getting a crack pipe. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What are you doing? You need some help? No, hang on. It said it was confidential. What the hell is somebody asking her why she's there? That's not very confidential at all.
Make sure that, I hope there's some in there.
I hope so.
Oh, she hopes there's some in there. The worker hopes that she can get her crack pipe. I hope there's a crack pipe in there because sales have been just going right off the floor considering they're free. You don't have to pay for them. And people have been over there just pushing buttons all morning long. We're almost out of crack pipes, so we hope they're in there.
Oh, two.
Yeah.
I want two. Your item's on the way. Woo! Courtesy of the taxpayers.
Okay.
This is you. Okay. Is this what you want your taxpayer money spent on? Chat. Honestly. Catamus Rex, Susan Knox. Is this what you want they want you, okay, you pay taxes and they'll use your tax money to set up vending machines to give out free crack pipes to the fentanyl addicts out there. And if you say that you're like, thumbs up, great idea, I'm in for it, use my money for this, I'll say shame on you. Shame on you. This is the most idiotic expenditure of money that I have ever seen in my whole frickin' life. This is the epitome of the Liberal and NDP governments. This is you cannot get any worse than this.
So it looks like crack pipes are not available.
They're all out of some models of crack pipe because they've been sold out.
Try a glass stem.
Yeah, you better try that stem thing there, whatever the hell it is. That's the one on that video where you saw that child on Jasper Avenue smoking whatever. Wouldn't even tell me whether it was crack, meth, or fentanyl or whatever it is. But yeah, you need one of these to smoke that illegal stuff that's illegal. Nice! Wow. Great. Didn't even cost anything.
One is available.
Courtesy of the government. Oh, the government has lots of money. Don't worry. The government has lots of money. Where do they get their money from? You, the taxpayer. The taxpayers paid for that free item that they're giving out to the frickin' addict. Is that helping the addict, or is it enabling the addict? You're enabling people to continue on with their killing themselves using drugs.
And another is available.
Oh, look. It's got a government sticker on it there with a QR code and everything. It looks like it's all government sanctioned.
So there you have it. Drug paraphernalia available for free without any age restrictions whatsoever. Anyone can walk up and obtain a crack pipe or a glass pipe. I don't even know what that's for.
Ask you to move along.
Did you hear that? She's with Countersignal, which is a recognized social media company, and she's being asked to move along. She's doing a story on, hey, if you want your crack pipe, come over here and get it. This is where they're at. It's like it'd be a promotional story on the whole thing. But if you listen closely, she's being told to get the hell out of there by somebody at the hospital.
Pipe, I don't even know what that's for.
I'm going to have to ask you to move along if you don't mind, okay, dear?
Why is that?
Because there's people that need to use it, and I think they're a little intimidated to use it if you're here.
Okay, can I just have like 30 seconds to say what I want to say?
Well, can you just say it over there, dear?
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Wow. There's your liberal hospital worker telling her to get the hell out of there because she sees her doing a negative story on the crack pipe machine. And she says, well, you're intimidating other people that might want to use the crack pipe machine. The epitome of the stupidness of the lefty liberal NDP socialists.
So I'm being I'm being told that I'm not allowed to film because people might feel stigma from me being here and it being on camera. So I will oblige and move over to the side.
What a joke.
There you have it at the Nanaimo Hospital.
The worst part about it was the worker coming out here and giving her shit for talking about the crack machine. Holy jeez. That tops off the story in itself. It shows you what the attitude is of the hospital workers, whoa, get away from the crack pipe machine, because, man, don't intimidate any users. Holy jeez.
Hospital at the emergency entrance. You saw me walk up and easily, without any identification whatsoever, be able to obtain a crack pipe.
A 10-year-old kid could push the button and dispense a crack pipe. You know that? Because it's in the open. It's not being monitored at all times because you can see it's outside of the door of the place there. A kid could come up there and get a crack pipe, for God's sakes. In fact, in my last video, my first video that you saw, it was a kid with a crack pipe. I wonder if he got that crack pipe in one of those dispensers.
And a glass pipe, which the hospital did not want me to film, apparently. So, in Trudeau's Canada, where smokeless tobacco products are being banned, people can just get free crack pipes for the purposes of doing crack.
Wow. No words, nothing to say. I don't know that these are in Edmonton. I have not seen any in Edmonton. This is British Columbia is where they're being installed.
Linda Lou, do you care about addicts? They are human beings. Canadian dispensers.
I haven't seen them in Edmonton here,
These
though.
Chinese are laughing with joy.
I was at the hospital there about a month ago.
Do they provide rolling papers in those dispensers asking for a friend? Do you know what harm reduction is, Tommy Temper? Susan
that they're
Knox
trying to set up a safe injection site.
While conducting interviews, I've never found children
live.
at behavioral health service stations. Children would rather play on a phone than get crack pipes. Never saw a machine, thought they would need to go in a office. Troy. Canada is half-ass backwards as we are. LOL. Cadamus, how does it reduce harm?
Yeah, harm reduction. Hang on. Yeah, how does it reduce harm when the harm itself is the doing of the drugs? The harm is doing the drugs. Right? So how are you reducing harm
Master High.
by giving them free crack pipes? Explain that.
Clearly none of these snowflakes in chat have had a loved one suffer from addiction.
You want me to go? I can go outside, and I within 5 minutes I'll find somebody that's stooped over on fentanyl outside of my house here. Within 5 minutes, if I had a video, I could start it rolling right outside my house, and with 5 minutes I could come up with somebody that's stooped over. Like, that's how bad it has gotten. Like, it is affecting me. If it wasn't in my face, I wouldn't really care as much. But because it's in my face and because it affects my life. And for example, somebody broke into my garage about a month ago. Was the last time that somebody broke in my property. And people are coming in my yard all the time. As a matter of fact, I had to put a gate on the back of my yard there and on the front of the yard, you know, to try and keep the zombies from roaming around, you know, that kind of thing. It's getting bad.
Linda G always wrong.
Even the cops know that it's bad
my
too.
Daughter's ex-boyfriend
I talked to the cops yesterday. They know exactly
year.
what's going on. They're overwhelmed, and they say, hey, it's not our fault, it's the government. And I agree, it is the government.
Only option ambulance, bring them to emergency rooms. Kamala Harris is anti-family and anti-children. Tommy, you living in San Francisco. Let
This
F
is
give
just like San
alcoholics free
Francisco.
booze. Susan, it's
really
pointless arguing with these snowflakes. All they do is whine about others sucking off of the government when most of them are on benefits. He was eventually found dead, propped up against a dumpster. His friends were too scared to bring him to a hospital. It's a sad situation, no doubt. Yes, G. Troy, remember when liquor stores sold those cheap corncob pipes that were tied onto poster board with elastic?
Here's in the States, you guys have the same
Nuts,
thing.
I do,
Crack
LOL.
pipe vending machines.
Andrea
Here's the story.
L. They aren't supplying drugs, and booze is readily available
If we wanted
everywhere.
free crack pipes so badly,
Hey,
why didn't we
Master
take a regular
Troller.
vending machine we already had, remove the Milky Ways, and put in crack pipes? But here's the kicker.
Yes,
we
sign
found out
us
the
up
crack
for
pipe vending
alcohol depots. Hello, G is me. Cheaper than
machines
rolling papers.
only really cost 10
Tommy
grand a
Temper
pop.
giving clean
So where'd
supplies
all
to
the other
users is cheaper than
$600,000
treating things like
go?
abscesses in
A
hospitals.
bunch of nonprofits skimmed
I'm
the
saying
money
free
off the top.
booze.
They said the
NYC
money
paid
was for training.
$676
They
million.
spent a whole bunch of money on $10,000 crack machines, and somebody's absconded the money, and they didn't get all the
I'm sure
machines
most
they
of you
paid
oldies
for.
were hitting some sort of pipe back in your day
Nobody
anyway,
even
and
comes and
Deco hitting
collects
the
the money.
bottle hard.
We reached out to the
Canada
New York City
RV.
Health Department,
Canada
and they basically
RV,
told
hello.
us crack pipes cure addiction.
676K for crack pipe vending machines. Hunter missed
10,000
those
for the
spots.
for the machine is what it's saying
Jesse.
in the report here.
Harm
They paid
reduction is an
$676,000, and I think they
evidence-based
only
approach
got
that seeks to reduce the health and social harms
I don't know how many
associated
machines,
with
but they
addiction and
definitely didn't
substance
get
use. It's
$600,000
complex.
worth of vending machines.
Evidence-based,
So
do you know
the
what that
companies they
means?
gave the money to, the
Do you say
nonprofits
that
or
like
whatever,
it's a bad
absconded
thing?
with the money. So there you go.
We agree our
The
drug
government is just
reforms
giving
were a
away
total
money to
failure.
these guys, and
Unfortunately,
they're just
without liberal
blowing it like
values, this
crazy.
1T change.
It's
Treatment
it's
centers
stupid
are
when you-
expensive.
When you give money
How
towards
many
drugs,
in here smoke or drink daily? Nuts, not if you're not whining about it now. Gee, you smoke like a chimney. See Monday. Hunter is CEO. Whoa, too many talking at once, sensory overload.
yeah,
Probably
exactly.
only 5 countries doing this non-harm nonsense. Nuts and crackers, I know, and you don't hear me bitching about it. Hello Jesse, but I don't see you in chat, LOL.
Here's another one on the crack pipe machine, showing how it works. Your
I
items
bet
on the
most of
way.
you think Matt is bad too, cause they're just substituting
Free
one
crack
addiction
pipes
for
in
another.
Canada. Coming to a hospital near
Do you know the cost of the average drug rehab? It's around
Canada, they're installing them
$40K
at the
per person
hospitals.
per visit. Rip Derek. I am only bitching about drug dealers. Now they just need machines with pills. The total number of countries that include explicit support of reference to harm reduction in national policy documents has increased by 4 from 105 to 109. Bunny,
so
what is
math?
math?
The Nanaimo Hospital.
I mean a chair with handcuffs is cheaper than a rehabilitation facility.
And a cocaine snorting kit. Unfortunately, the crack pipes were out, which is no surprise because crack pipes can be traded for drugs. All of these items you can get for free at a vending machine located just directly over there outside of the Nanaimo Hospital, Arlington Cemetery.
Wow. I know. I think that they should give free crack pipes to all the drug addicts because they don't really have a lot of money to buy crack pipes, right? And I think that I, as a taxpayer, that I do not do meth or heroin or whatever the stuff that they're doing in those crack pipes, crack for matter. I don't do that, and I don't condone it. And I don't think anybody should do it, but yet the taxpayers, you and I, are being forced to pay for crack pipes for those people that are addicted. And I personally think that the government has overstepped the boundaries of looking after society, and this is not looking after society. This is not proper expenditure of tax money that you've collected from the citizens. This is absolute stupidity. It's abhorrent that the government is doing this. It is enabling the drug users to keep on using drugs, dealing drugs, and getting more people addicted to drugs, and bringing more people into that whole druggy way of life. It's enabling people that do drugs to do even more drugs, and all of their friends should be doing drugs. Bring everybody in and hang out at the school grounds and get as many kids addicted to drugs as you can. And there's free pipes, and in fact, they're even probably giving free drugs or stuff like that away too at the injection centers and stuff like that. And it's just, it's a great way to live. I like the way the world is going. This is like excellent. Excellent.
Items you can get for free at a vending machine located just directly over there outside of the Nanaimo Hospital.
Tongue in cheek. It's a shame. It's horrible. I don't like it. You don't like it. How you can condone it, and there are people in the chat that are condoning this, that say, yeah, we think it's great that they're giving away free crack pipes. It's great that we're setting up injection centers so that people can be enabled and keep on using drugs. And you know that the drug addicts are eventually, it'll kill them. The drugs that they're doing will eventually kill those people, right? So at the end of the day, like my own take on it is, well, if you're going to do a drug that you know will eventually kill you, then it's your own fault that you're doing that drug, right? Don't blame me. Don't blame anybody else. Don't blame society on forcing you into taking that drug. There's plenty of ways for you to get some help if you really want the help, but in most cases, drug addicts don't want help. They're just doing their own thing, and hell, they're on the down, and they don't want to be helped. They just want to be high. And you're enabling them to get high by putting these crack vending machines in the hospitals. And New York as well did the same thing. You see, it's not just some guy in some hospital over in British Columbia coming up with a brainstorm to come up with a machine and put the crack pipes in there and give them away free. It's not just one guy in British Columbia. No. This is it's coming from the top down, I believe, because if you see the machine in New York and you see it in Nanaimo out on the coast of BC, that is a little bit suspicious, isn't it? It's almost as if somebody is organizing this crack pipe machine thing from a higher level and pushing the whole mantra of the fact that you should be helping people by giving them free pipes and enabling them to continue on with their drug addiction. And it's a globalist thing. I think it's a globalist thing, is it not? Where the lefties, the globalists, the people like that, they're the ones that are promoting all this stuff. So it's not just the Canadian government, it's not the U.S. government, it's not just New York. It's a globalist. It's the socialists, the lefties, the Marxists, whatever, the people on that side that want to see everybody drugged up and to be just living off of the government, right? Because it's a government thing. When you have everyone living off of the government, that's basically Marxism, right, in itself. And in a way, this is helping more people to be living off of the government by putting these machines all over the place and getting everyone addicted and just enabling them and keeping them on that whole program, right? Then you've got the rich people that are paying the taxes, that are paying for the crack pipes and the crack and all the rest of the crap that are enabling these people that are on the down and out, right? And the governments of the world have this stuff figured out. Unfortunately, I don't think that's a really good model of an economy, right? How is that going to work? Because as soon as you have more than half of your people on crack, who's going to be paying for the people that are on crack, right? You're going to have all your workers that are going to be all drug addicts, and you're not going to have anyone working. At a certain point, there's a tipping point, right? At which you go, like in Venezuela, there was a tipping point that happened there where too much of the economy went socialist, nobody had any money, and the whole thing went tits up, right? And then you start to see people getting thrown out of government, and then you see the right-wingers start to come in. After the socialism and the lefties failed trying to run the world, then the right-wingers have to come in and pick up the pieces and try and repiece society back together again. And that's where we're at here right now. The lefties have tried, but we all know that they fail because they don't use common sense. No common sense whatsoever with anything they do. There's no common sense in supplying drug addicts with crack pipes. There's no common sense in that. Nothing. That's enabling them. That's not helping them. That's not harm reduction. Like, you guys you guys must be on crack yourselves if you think giving crack addicts a crack pipe is actually harm reduction. Or giving a heroin addict needles is harm reduction. You know, and we all know that the lefties actually use wording that is exactly the opposite of what they want to say. In other words, harm reduction actually means harm. The lefties, where they call themselves progressives, are actually regressives. Okay, they're actually going backwards, not forward. They're not progressive at all. There's nothing progressive about giving away crack pipes. That is not progressive. But that's the lefty way of doing things, right? And G is me. You know exactly what a lefty is, you know, like, come on. Do I need to educate G is me on what a lefty is? Apparently I do, because you don't know what a lefty is. And I'm really surprised, G. Really surprised. Because you hang out with all the lefties. You should know damn well what a lefty is. A lefty is Biden. A lefty is Kamala. A lefty is Trudeau. A lefty is Jagmeet Singh. Those are all lefties, okay? And a lot of people that are in the chat here are lefties. So I know that a lot of you actually agree that you should be handing out free needles and crack pipes and free dope and, let all the dopers do what they want. And when you see videos of what the people look like in Philadelphia or LA, where they're all sprawled out on the street in a drug-induced stupor, what do you think of that? Do you think that's great? Because that's what you're pushing. That's what you're pushing. That's what you're liking. Is that the way that you want society to be? Well, guess what? Society is like that, and now that everyone is starting to see how bad it is, now you're starting to see the pushback. And the pushback is that the people are going, no, that's not right. We don't want harm reduction. We don't want clean needles. We don't want any needles. We don't want the people being enabled by giving them free needles. We want the people to go into rehab, okay? And if you want to live stooped over, drugged up, well, guess what? You're not going to do it in my neighborhood. You're not going to do it in my city. I don't care if you have to set up a city somewhere up in the northern territory or somewhere where you're going to send all the drug addicts for rehab. If that's what you need to do, well, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's get the drug addicts out of my face. Anytime you see a drug addict souped over, load them into a bus and send them over to Tuktoyaktuk, where the new prison is located, the rehab prison, where you can live there until you're rehabbed, okay? And then you can come out into general society after you've been rehabbed, okay? Because I don't want to see you hassling me when I walk right off of my property in the back alley with you doing crap there and yelling and screaming and trying to fight and spreading your needles all over the ground and all your garbage and everything else all over the place. Like, we're sick and tired of that shit, and it's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. We're sick and tired of it already. This is outside of my door of my house. This is right in my back alley. So I'm not kidding when I say, get it out of my face. Get it out of my back alley. Get it out of my yard. I don't want my children being subjected to this. I don't want this person trying to sell my kids drugs in my backyard of where I live. Okay? Does that make sense to you, G? Now do you understand why I don't like this? Does that make sense? Harm reduction usually ensures they don't have chronic viruses along with being addicted. Okay, so you're saying, because they're sharing a needle, you don't want them to get some other virus or something like that, and that's the reason for it. You're enabling them. You're enabling them. Okay, when you give them needles and give them crack pipes and everything else, you're saying here. And you're not only giving them that, but you're also allowing the use of those drugs in society. You're using open use of drugs. You're sanctioning that and saying that's okay. And you're doing a whole bunch of stuff that is making it bad for society. You're making it bad for my children. My children don't need to see that. They don't need to see this. My children, both of my kids saw this yesterday. They saw this person right here. This person. They saw me talking to her. They saw her yelling at me. They saw her on private property doing her tweaker stuff. Okay? And enough is enough, you know? Enough is enough with all of the immigrants that are coming in that are causing it so that people don't have places to live. There's a shortage of housing, and now people are living out on the streets. And as soon as you start living on the streets, then you get addicted to drugs. And when you get addicted to drugs, well, then the government enables you and says, here, now that you're addicted, here's your pipe, here's your drug, and just stay addicted. If you want to get help, well, actually, they're not even saying they're going to help you. But now my government here is at least turning around, and we're going, you know what? We don't want these harm reduction sites. We want to get rid of them. We don't want to enable them. We don't want to give them free drugs. We don't want to give them free needles or crap like that. We want to try and help these people by giving them some help. And that's where my government here in Alberta is actually doing that. And I give them a thumbs up. I say, great. And I want to see it in action. And I want to see these people off of the streets. And I want to see them stop breaking into my garage, stop tweaking in my backyard, and get the hell out of my face. Okay? Because I'm sick and tired of this shit. And if they don't do it, well, then I'll start doing stuff. Because I know people, I've got friends. There's a whole bunch of us over here that are living in this area that we're so sick and tired of all this bullshit that we're going to start taking the law into our own hands and looking after the problem ourselves, because the city hall and the police don't want to do anything about this. So that's where we're at in my city. I don't know where you're at in your city, but just saying, things are going to have to start changing because we're done. We're sick and tired of it. Yeah, I'll record it. Yeah, I'll record it when we show you what's happening. We'll show you moving them out of the neighborhood. Or do I have to go over to City Hall with my bullhorn and start yelling at City Hall? But they'll arrest me if I go there. I know they will. So I have to be careful on what I do. I don't want to do stuff where I'm going to get arrested. But we do have to do some things that are going to clean up the area, clean up the city, clean up the world. One drug addict at a time. So we're going to help you out there, Telescope. Who Telescope, he's like a helper where he helps people that are drug addicts and addicted to drugs and things like that. Like his business, his work, he's a social worker where he helps people like that. And I say, hey, great, perfect, 100%. I want to see more people get helped, and I want more people out here like you, Telescope, helping these people and help them to get off of drugs, not enable them and keep them on drugs by giving them free needles and free crack pipes. Enough already. Okay, I'm going to stop my stream and take off for a while. I don't know if I'll be coming back here again. I know that I'm going to be going to the lake today at about 3 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock right now. So in about 2 hours, I'll be leaving for the lake. We'll be doing that. But otherwise, I really had a lot of fun. I'm really getting pissed off, motivated, anxious, whatever, hot-headed, talking off the top of my head and shit like that, and really getting pissed off here. So I've had enough here today. I got to go. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. And Susan Knox, such misinformation. I know. Anything that I say that is misinformation, you just correct me in the chat, okay? Don't just say misinformation, because that doesn't cut it, okay? Bye-bye, everyone.
Come hit me up, gal pal. Peter. Tommy for mayor.
Thank you, Boone. Appreciate that.
We have been correcting you in chat. Do your harm reduction homework. Tommy Temper talk to you after that.
Hey, they want to open a harm reduction needle exchange, not exchange, but a needle where they give you free needles and free crack pipes and free everything. Blocks away from my house.
See you next time, Heather.
I'm against it. I've seen what it has done over on the north side of the city where they set one up already. It has decimated that part of town. I don't want to see it over here. Simple. Harm reduction is not harm reduction. It is enabling the drug addict. What's the matter with you people? Smarten up. I'm out of here.
I'll gladly have a conversation with you about harm reduction, Tommy Temper. Next time, Timmy.
Come on the panel and I'll talk to you about it. I'll put a panel up and then you can talk about it.
Oh, that's why you're so mad, Nimby. You try working beside that drug harm reduction site.
Yeah, seashells. Yeah, your point is exactly that.
Go, Timmy, go, LOL.
I actually had, right beside me, I had a drop-in center for the homeless. It's exactly the same thing as a harm reduction site because you have exactly the same people showing up.
Temper.
And those people are terrible. They will decimate anything around that drop-in center, that harm reduction site. It'll be a hellhole.
Shown any
complete hellhole.
That has worked.
You do not want to have a harm reduction needles right beside where you're going to be living. Come on, that is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Blue smiling.
I'm sick and tired of the stupidity. The lefties are so stupid that they allow stuff like that to happen and they don't see how it's harming society. I'm out of here.
Too bad, right?